No, now it's pressed though. Oh, hello. Whoopsie. Hello, everybody. We're back. We're back, and things are copacetic. We had sort of a bunch of mutual autism brain melting.
You said
Wait,
we
oh
would
fuck, I
ignore
fucked
for
it
the
up.
funnies.
God damn it. Shh,
You
shh.
fucking
Okay,
idiot.
shh, shh. I'm so used to doing things normally. I mean, nothing happened. I don't know what sorry, I had
Listen,
was taken
already
over
our
by
plan has fallen to tatters.
there were I don't know, aliens hacked my brain or something. I have no idea what's happening. Nothing ever happened at all. In fact,
No, nothing does ever happen.
nothing does ever
Evidently.
happen. Nothing happened at all. Nothing.
So how's everyone else doing? Yeah, this is a fucking
Perfect.
comedy sketch.
Everything, yeah. Everything's
What
great.
has actually been
There's
going
been
on this week, by the way? Because I actually have very little clue.
okay. There's a couple of news stories that are
The
particularly
main one I've
amusing.
just seen people screeching and losing their minds is some communist got elected or nominated for something. He won a primary or something in New York, and he has a chance of being mayor, and therefore they're gonna have bread lines, which is
We'll go over it. He has a not just a good chance. He has a very likely chance of being mayor of New York. Well, unless of course
with a
he
lot of
gets
Jewish
deported.
support, which is very strange.
Well, why do you think that is? I mean, well, he has Jewish support, but he also has Jews saying that they are going to move out of New York if he is elected because he's a Muslim and he's not too fond of Israel. Spoon's quiet, Eden's loud. Okay.
So my choices here are Muslims or Jews. Oh God, it's the Middle East all over again.
He's also
neither.
yeah, he's also to be specific, he is an
Which way is
Indian
man?
Muslim, which actually matters a lot. His name is
Oh,
Zohran
God.
Mamdani. He is an Indian Muslim. Like
Is he
it's
related
very
to
odd his
Sina?
background. No. I don't know. Maybe, maybe distantly,
Oh, God,
but it's
why?
actually very bizarre. He was born in Uganda, but his parents are both Indian. Yeah,
But he has very blatant, like visible Portuguese admixture. Like he looks like Race Warski.
it's like Andy Worski. Yeah, it's really bizarre. He just looks like browner Andy Worski.
Oh yeah,
Very
he
strange.
actually does. Now that you mention it.
I put it side by side on Twitter, and people were most upset with me.
Poor Andy.
Hang on, let me see if I can find the.
He didn't do anything
There's Wolski
to
fans
deserve
defending
that.
shit.
No. Well, I
Okay,
mean, I don't know.
fine, I don't
It's
know.
like you can't look it in that sense. It's indefensible because he really does look like Andy Worski. But in addition to being an Indian and a leftoid, he is specifically a communist, which we'll go over. And yeah, and a Muslim all at once. Indian, Muslim, communist. Just a real who's who of the worst possible things. Well, I mean, I guess it could be worse, but it's
Does he ride a
difficult.
bicycle?
I guarantee he does. As we'll see, he eats with his fucking hands like a savage. When he's playing up how non-white he is, of course. When
remember when-
he's
remember
just
when
eating rice, he
Vivek
eats with a
kicked-
fork like a normal fucking human.
Remember when Vivek like had a whole interview where he was just had his fucking floor slappers out the whole time? Do you
Yeah, that
remember
was really weird.
Why are all Indians bizarre sex pests?
I don't know. Yes, and he's
I'm not gonna tell
explicitly
you why, but we'll get
anti-white.
demonetized.
He has said very specifically that he's going to raise taxes on whites in New York.
Good luck fucking finding any. They've been
Okay.
well hidden.
I mean, that's gonna be difficult for all of these the Jews who claim
Welcome
that
to
they're
How
Caucasian.
to Generate White Flight. Threaten people's money supply, and then you wonder why they piss off.
I mean, it's New York. Here's the thing about it: people are going really crazy over this guy. I just think it's funny because it's New York. It's a complete leftoid shithole. I don't really care. Look, this is the democracy that these people claim to love so much. So there you go. You get what you fucking deserve. Thoughts on Michael Knowles having Melanie Mack cream a feminist? I didn't see that.
I just to defend something here. I'm in favor of eating with your hands when it comes to certain things like a sandwich or like a chicken drumstick.
Yeah.
But rice,
Yeah, self-contained.
no, you can fuck off. That's
Yeah, that thing covered in like moisture and gluten, so it sticks to your hands at a burning hot temperature.
yes.
I've often had that happen to me because I cook rice fairly regularly. In fact, Bill can attest that I learned how to make rice from my Japanese teacher I had when I was 11 or so. I think was when I started taking classes.
To teach you how to make rice.
It's very
No,
good rice.
we did all kinds of stuff. Like I was 11, I was a kid, so we did.
It's the kind of rice you eat and think to yourself, well, maybe those rice farmers did have an idea about a thing or two.
But it's
Oh
like
God, he
we
really
would
does look like
we had all kinds of like
Arnold
crafts
Schwarzenegger.
and things that we did all kinds of crafts and stuff when I first my first Japanese classes I took from like ages 11 to like 12 or 13 or so. It was like in a children's sort of course, preteen, right? And yeah, we would do crafts and food and stuff, and I make it the same way that I learned back then. My race is on fucking point. We probably
get down this road.
should address a little bit the shit that happened, just to say that everything is copacetic, I guess. All I'll say about it is that I mean, I think we both fucked up. I did say that Spoon was demanding 30,000 from me. That was not correct, because that was just the total number, and it was all I really had. And
Yeah, that's
I
the
was
only
very
thing that annoyed me
blindsided.
is when I heard that, I'm like, what? Why the fuck would I demand everything that
Well,
Shannon has earned? That doesn't make any sense.
I don't know,
How
because
dare you
that
make
was the
me
only.
sound unreasonable?
Well, that was the only number that I could think of, and I was like,
Well-
I didn't know what to do.
Well,
Okay,
boys and girls at home, what we've learned here is that only Bill is completely flawless in his actions and can be trusted with everything.
Oh, shut up, Bill.
But other than that, we've worked it out. We've made sure that the channel is now set up correctly.
It took
So
all of
everybody
2
is
minutes to
happy.
resolve
I
this
know.
entire thing, which was just unbelievably fucking stupid in the grand scheme of things. I'll make
Yeah.
it.
I didn't
okay,
even have
I-
enough time to drink my drink that I sat down to
I
invigilate
was
with.
going to make a video about it later today, and then bizarrely, I saw there's a call on Discord with Aiden and Bill. I went, why are they calling? And I looked like, wait, is today Wednesday? Wait, today's where? I thought it was Tuesday. Like, oh fuck, I'm
How long did I
completely
sleep?
caught off guard here. Yeah, lately, okay, I have to say that just on a random off topic. I'm now in South Africa where I'm no longer, where my whole family is no longer staying with my aunt and my uncle, so we all have our own places now. And I don't know what it is, but I am very tired constantly, and if I wake up and I haven't done anything by like 1 o'clock in the afternoon, the day feels basically over. Like the days go by so fucking quickly, and I don't
You've
know
been bitten
why.
by any flies, have you?
No, the locals
No.
are fine. What? I thought that's what he meant.
No, I was going for a joke about a Tetsy fly.
Yeah.
Oh no, I think the tsetse flies are further up north actually. Spoon behaves like
Okay.
a woman when he's confused. No, I think that's just in general. I've had a lot of really bad brain farts lately, and I'm getting old and I'm going senile. Like, okay, here's something stupid that I recently did. Right, 2 things that I've done that very dumb recently. One of them is my PC has a very big glass case. It's the NZXT H6 range, and I was cleaning the side window, and there was a gnarly scratch on after I cleaned it. And I started cursing like a drunken sailor. I was extremely pissed off. Up until I took the case off, and I looked on the inside, and I realized there's still plastic on the cover, despite the fact I've had this case for more than a year. But the plastic was on the inside of the case. And I didn't know that there was
Like
plastic
I
on
would
it
have taken
because-
that off. Yeah.
yeah, but the plastic was at the very base of the window, like the little piece that I can tear off, and that sits underneath the lip of the case edging. And so I did not know that up until I just took it off. The other stupid thing that I did is I got the new Secret Labs chair that I still had from last year. I didn't take it out of the box until I moved. And underneath the... I put the thing together, and I was very annoyed that the chair just doesn't... The armrests do not go underneath my chair. I was very upset because I can't lean back and actually touch my keyboard. I just look very spasticky. Up until I realized, hey, look, the armrest can go down. It took me like a week after I made the fucking chair together before I realized I can do that. So, yeah, I've had some really bad, stupid shit things. Oh, also, here's another
It's
stupid
all
thing.
right.
Here's another thing. I have an MXR guitar pedal sitting on top of my amplifier, and the text is in white, as is some of the markings on it. And I turned the light off to go into the bedroom, and I look over and I realized, wait a minute, this thing's glow in the dark. I've had this
What the
pedal for
fuck?
like 7 years. Yeah, I didn't
Oh.
know it was glow in the dark. Like, wait a minute, I've had this pedal for almost 8 years, and this thing had features I didn't even know about. Man,
I don't know. Do you catch whatever Biden's got, bro?
I don't think I'm 90 years old yet. But yeah, it's
didn't catch old age senility.
I still find
Yeah.
it. I'm more tickled by the fact that your computer box is literally a glass house.
I can show a picture when I'm streaming if you want.
Yet still, you keep arming stones.
I mean, mine's a glass house too. I have one that's got all glass on the outside.
Yeah.
Well,
I
like
thought-
the build of the way we're flipping bricks.
The other thing, I had one other. So yes, everything is cool. We got it all worked out.
Hold on a second.
It was.
It was deeply autistic and more than a little bit
It
funny.
was just a fucking stupid misunderstanding. When you get a chance, if you would pull up the screen, because I do have something I want to shill for everyone today. Not this week, but next week, because he's busy today. Scrump is going to come on to also shill for his book, but since he can't, since he's busy, I am going to shill for Scrump's book today, as it was just released a couple days ago. I don't know. It's been 2 or 3 now, I think. I know he's already said he sold 100 copies, which is awesome. I'm going to post the link in the chat, and then when Spoon gets back, or when Spoon is available to put it on screen. Yeah, if you could just share the screen, or
There we go.
do the thingy.
Do hickeys.
Yes. Scrump and Evelyn have published a book of their essays. I have read, I mean, I have a PDF of it. I have read through most of it. Highly recommend. Oh no, wait, I'm using Brave, aren't I? Wow, look at this, dude. That's already not gonna work, because I'm gonna have to restart Brave, because it just crashed. Dude, I keep forgetting I can't use Brave.
I can see it.
Yeah,
and
but
brave.
Yeah, but you can see it, but I think it crashed. Oh no, it's all right. Maybe.
Fine.
Okay. I forgot I'm not supposed to use Brave when streaming. Anywho, yep, there is the link in the chat. Check it out. I think. First of all, I love the cover. Scrump designed it. It looks like it would go very well next to a copy of The Populist Delusion by
How can I
Dr.
put
Nima
this
Parvini.
politely? It looks like a wireframe model of a Minecraft builder's guide.
It's a crown and scepter.
Yeah, I'll go with that, but it looks like those old like Vertex software pamphlets you used to get back during the 90s. Like for the old, really early like graphic design stuff, you had to put in like shit in like directly.
What am I doing in the browser, Burb? It's Brave. The problem with Brave is because
Brave is
it
gay.
blocks because it has a built-in ad blocker in it. It doesn't play nice with some websites, actually with quite a lot of websites, and it uses a lot of RAM in general, or can when it's trying to block. It's something to do with the built-in ad blocker. It's all like, look, I'm not going to try to explain it because I don't understand it, but it gets into arguments with websites essentially, and when you're streaming in particular, it can cause a lot of problems. I have never had problems with Brave, not like to this degree outside of streaming. But I'm going to show the couple things I have on my screen now, and then I am going to switch over to Chrome, which is astonishing that Chrome is better for streaming. That's just it. It was so weird. Jim, Mr. Medicare, posted a tweet about using Brave, and I said, yeah, Brave's a really good browser for a lot of reasons. Don't use it for streaming though, because it's got these problems with with the built-in ad blocker that causes it to get messed up. And I got a whole ton of responses of people who were just like seethingly frothing at the mouth angry because I said, I like this browser, but so bizarre.
But isn't that not
Oh
a,
my God.
a fairly same thing to say? Like, it's really good for all of these things, but not this. Why is that?
Jim,
still-
who streams, and Jim, because people this is something that has never made sense to me, that people will like worship a company or a product or a service like that. So to the point where they will get angry if you point out actual well-known, well-documented flaws.
Like glaring
with it.
design flaws.
Like this is a well-known issue with Brave, which is about the RAM leaks, and or the memory leak. So it's like
And actually inspired a feature to prevent that precise thing on Opera GX, which is why Opera GX has that kind of anti-throttling thing.
yeah, it's just a matter of choice. Anywho, if you're interested in, let's see, how do they describe it here? In a book Described thusly, many of us have at one point or another been caught up in the modern political media media cycle's current things. Most headlines are empty distractions. At best, they exist to prime the public for what those in power have already decided to implement. This first volume of Anti-Politics by John Sweeney and Evelyn Grant advocates for a world in which the structures of power are presented honestly. What you will read in this series of essays and speeches written and presented between 2021 and 2024 is the author's attempt to grapple with what it means to reject post-war liberalism in all its forms, synthesizing thinkers such as Schmidt, Ellul, Francis, Spengler, Burnham, Mosca, Pareto, de Jouvenel, Lenin, Hoppe, Gottfried, Kaczynski, and many others. And yes, there's a lot of Kaczynski. I think it basically starts with it. Besides, they get into the Kaczynski shit right off the bat. This volume contains 33 essays. Actually, that's the way it was, I think, in the preprint version that I saw. 33 essays and speeches published on the Anti-Politics Substack or presented at Shielding's events and Nomos events conferences, as well as a new forward by Nima Parvini. Most of the essays and speeches have not been available in an accessible printed edition until now. Here you go. Highly suggest. Oh, wow. And it did freeze again, like I said. Oh my God. Whoop. Here we go. Okay. It unfroze. I am going to have to get off Brave here in a second, though, as soon as I do this. So there's a link to that pinned in the description. And then Scrump should be on next week to discuss it. A little bit more about his book. He was on Academic Agent's channel yesterday to discuss it as well. I just saw this. This is a I thought we'd start with some funny shit. This is a warning, a sign, a notice at swimming pools. A nudist, yes, one might say, at swimming pools or a swimming pool in Germany. I've got a translated version of it here. So summer sun safety, you have the right to your own body. Stop no grabbling. I would like to point out is how the AI has chosen to
the grabbler.
to translate this. No grabbling.
I like to embody all my insecurities in the creature I call the grabbler.
Why is his head so tiny?
Okay, how would you describe this? Because I like to paint you a picture of Sheila Broflovsky from South Park grabbing the booty of a literal Somali pirate, like peg leg and all.
A tiny Somali pirate.
Yeah. But very childish Gambino over here.
It does look like Sheila, yeah. Sheila Broflovsky.
A very yee ass turtle, I must say.
It's a very yee ass turtle. Okay, I think I'm gonna have to close. Yeah, Brave has crashed again. It's definitely crashed now. 1 second. Let me pull this back up. Wait. Okay. I gotta pull Brave back up because Brave back up. Wow, wait.
No, the port wine.
Oh, the port wine's getting to me.
No, this is what my PC looks like.
French champagne.
God damn it. Make it smaller.
It looks like where Doom Guy keeps his fish.
That's my Doom Guy keeps his fish.
I have another funny story to start with. Here we go.
It's really weird how my screen bleeds into the thing.
Looks neat, though.
Thank you. That's a monster. There you go.
Oh, yeah. All right. When you get a... Yes, Killdozer. We're back together again.
Rosie O'Donnell revealed she was very depressed and over-drinking after the first Trump win. Have you in any way deviated from that in Trump's second win? The answer is no. You decided to fuck off in a country that's known for drinking, which gives me the impression that you decided to go to a country where it's more socially acceptable to do so.
Well, she claims that, I've got all this Irish ancestry. Oh, I'm depressed and drunk. Of course you are. You were fucking Irish.
What did you expect? It's a John Mulaney bit where it's like, Irish keep all their wishes.
Saying,
bury the boy.
I'm of Scottish descent. Why do I feel so greedy and baseless? Why am I suddenly so tight with money?
Is going to be Makers 46.
I'll keep all my emotions right here, and then one day I'll die. That's how the Irish handle things, according to what's his name? That little Twinkie guy. I just said it.
Damn it,
the comedian. I just said his name.
John Mulaney.
John Mulaney, yes, John Mulaney. Oh. Anyway, here's Rosie O'Donnell talking to Chris Cuomo,
looking like a piece of propaganda against the Irish from like the 1800s.
For real though,
she looks like
Roseanne Barr was trans.
This fucking. Oh man, I know I could get rid of that, but whatever.
During his first go round,
She sounds
it was very
slosh.
difficult, and I
Yeah.
got myself into
Smoker's voice. Fucking god.
Where she already sounds drunk. It's like this, and again, this is.
How's it going, Rocco? Have you had a good day at work?
She sounds like someone that has larynx problems from smoking too much.
Well,
Something out of Mrs. Brown's Boys.
like she sounds drunk here, and what she's talking about is Trump's first term. So 2017, excuse me.
Oh,
So
Mrs.
2017
Brown's
she's
Boys,
talking
it is-
about?
I think Scrum. I think Bill is basically me, you, and like maybe 2 or 3 people in the chat who will get that reference.
Oh, Mrs. Brown's Boys is a very well beloved series.
Oh god, yeah.
some bad places. You know, I was very, very depressed. I was overeating.
You
I
don't
was
say.
over
What do you mean
drinking.
you're over-
Really?
you
I
still
was-
have-
You still are. That's
Did you
not
have to?
changed.
Did you have to say all these things because of your application for Irish citizenship? You just needed one video to
Misery.
use as proof.
To my
It
sure
looks like a character
misery.
who was so depressing they got kicked out of Royston Vasey.
Crap Bartholomew Chasington for 5 says, if you think about it, Aiden and Pyro are very alike. Both are blonde, have a fat fetish, and making long videos. Bill, are you sure you married a woman? Don't put Pyro's evil on me.
Pretty good burn, actually. Good ball busting.
Fucking chisel that shadow off the wall. Good grief.
Derek Culis for 10 says, haven't been able to catch a Broken Crown stream in months. Been watching for a few years. Glad to see you guys are still going strong. Thanks, man. There was a bit of a
Boy.
hiccup, but it's all good
Last
now.
week would have been an awkward one.
We're
Yeah, that would have been a real awkward one
I'll
to tune
make a
into
video about it
the
tomorrow.
first time. It's all good. Here we go. Back to Rosie talking about how Donald Trump made her a drunk, fat alcoholic. What else was it?
Fat
Depressed.
drunk alcoholic
know-
before Trump was in office. Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah.
Trump made fun
I
of
was
you
so
for
depressed.
being fat on the fucking campaign trail
Yeah.
in 2015. What the fuck are you talking about?
That's what he was famous for. What their
Yeah.
feud was
Their fe-
famously
their
over.
feud
Yes.
is like
Rosie
legendary.
O'Donnell.
They were
Yes.
legendarily at each other's throats the whole of the 90s.
Yeah.
Chris, I can't.
Okay,
You know,
honestly,
it hurt.
How many of you know what Joe Cartoon is?
Oh, it sounds
Oh,
familiar.
rings a bell.
Okay, I'm showing my age now. Joe Cartoon was like one of the OG in the Flash and Shockwave eras. If you know what
When
that is.
Shockwave's being brought. Oh, I remember the frog.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the one. It's right. That guy. He made a cartoon about Trump and Rosie O'Donnell. Back when I was probably still at school.
Mhm.
So this is very, very old. Yeah, I feel old. Yeah, and
Gerbil
anyone
Hand
who
Puppet
knows,
Theatre, 2007. Holy fuck.
yeah,
That's the
if
real one.
you know what Shockwave is and the original Flash, like back in the day, then yeah, you've been on the internet for a while. Hey, go
Yeah.
on.
Alrighty.
My heart
Wait.
that America believed the lies about him, and then it broke my heart to be in a business that creates and sells those lies for profit.
Cuomo looks like he's gonna cry. Look
Been
at
a lot
his
of that
face.
around lately. Goodness me.
Oh, well, yeah, we're gonna
Always
look
trying
at
to
that
hold in a
too.
laugh.
Is that it or fart? One of the. I mean, it could be any of
He looks
these.
like a fucking Fear and Hunger character.
A little bit. Yeah.
Profit. You know, it was very heavy, to tell you the truth.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Just cut back to.
Just cut it off. That's all you really. Anyway, that's just funny.
They're just hard.
What
You
the
can't just slam cut to her looking like a combination of Don King and Jimmy
What the
Neutron.
Whoa. Oh, it's Fox, bro.
Oh my
built-in
god! I just
player
realized
had a
she
seizure.
looks like she looks like Adam Room's Everything Lesbian's mother.
Dude. Yeah, Adam ruins
Go back
everything.
to the whiff, go back to the head quiff thing.
Oh my god. Dude,
Dude,
she's just.
the glasses and everything. The similarity is fucking uncanny.
What I can't get over in terms of similarity is every time I see a picture of her next to Trump, is that they have the same mouth. They have
They
the
speak
exact
the
same mouth.
I've been
Yeah,
saying this
they
all along.
speak the
They
same
talk
too,
the exact
yeah.
same way.
They could be related. I mean, that's like how similar some of the features are. You know, it's like that's watch people they hate each other. Oh my god. So there's that. Yeah, Whoopi Goldberg, not Whoopi Goldberg. Fucking Rosie O'Donnell. I don't even have
Yeah, you
any
couldn't have
Whoopi
Rosie
Goldberg
O'Donnell
tonight.
and Sister
It's just
actually
like
cleave through that
fat,
place like cholera.
insufferable women with TDS. I got them confused. Anywho, so she's she's the reason. Trump's the reason why she's a fat, depressed drunk. So let's talk about Zohran Mamdani. Because we talked about him a little bit last week, but last week was again a
He
bit
sounds
chaotic.
like a failed Ferrari car from the 70s.
Mixed race Warski.
Mixed race Worski is I mean, nothing much has happened except for more information has come out about him since he is very likely to be mayor of New York. So one of the things that I assume there's a picture of it here. Yeah, so here's the video. This is one of the things that popped off about him this week. Is this video of him eating rice with his hands like a fucking ape? Here it is.
So the third holy grail of taboos in American politics, you have
Oh my
socialism,
God.
you have Islam, and then you have Palestine. And you are really going for the trifecta.
Let's go, baby.
Let's go. Tell me, why is Palestine a part of your
Just
politics?
mashing it together in his fist like a like.
Oh my God, like, bruh. Oh!
Guys, tell
No.
me this: who was the English politician that was ruined by eating a sandwich? Was it Ed Miliband?
Yeah,
Wait.
I think it was Miliband. It was one of the Miliband's.
Yes.
Ruined,
How-
and unfortunately not. Yeah.
Yeah, and he's still fucking kicking about. How the hell is this man conducting an interview eating rice with his fucking hands?
I
And
think
he's
the
being slagged off
Miliband
for
eating the
the-
sandwich is the funniest shit, man.
Well, he did look like an absolute barbarian eating it.
Look at it. It's brother.
This man looks more dignified eating the rice than Ed Miliband did with his hands, eating a sandwich.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
Jesus. Bill, I'm scarred seeing that photo again. Fucking hell.
What?
No,
This
but
looks
that
so
Oh
photo-
yeah,
traumatized.
him eating the sandwich. I can leave it.
He just looks like he's bitten into something and realizes like this is not a good sandwich. Holy fuck!
It really looks like yeah.
This picture, people have to understand this in
Yeah,
politics.
yeah.
This man,
Yeah.
his
That's a
political
pasty, isn't it?
career, or political
Oh,
relevancy
shit.
rather, was ruined by him eating a sandwich. Seriously.
I wish it were more ruined, but yeah.
Like it really is the face of someone who just realised that someone has like snuck dog shit into his sandwich as a joke, and he can't back down now.
Yeah.
Here's Mom Donnie. Now here's the thing. I guess we should listen to whatever the fuck else he has to say. He's the trifecta. He's a Muslim. He's Indian. What else was it? He's a commie.
Lisa, help
and
me!
he- and
I'm
he's
fucking Indian.
I'm fucking Indian. So help me, please. Help me. I'm fucking Indian. No.
Everything's
Ladies
falling
and
apart.
gentlemen, welcome to Casual Racism, man.
Nah, man, I'm taking this shit international.
Fucking Indian.
I'm getting into ranked.
Okay. Like, here's the thing, though. He's just doing that to show his, I don't know, street shitter cred? Because
Presumably,
that's not
yes.
how he normally eats rice. He's been found out. Oh no, here's how he normally eats a rice dish. With a fucking knife and fork. I don't understand the people sticking up for the rice thing, being like, well,
So
you eat a burger with your hands. You eat
you're
French
trying
fries
to
with
That
your
is
hands.
literally just Bacheats outing themselves on Twitter. You do realise that, right?
It has to be.
Like every
Look.
single person who will argue for this is them being a Zionado.
I'm more upset by
Because-
the fact that he's eating on public transport.
And putting
Well,
the
on a
seat
subway.
food on the seat.
Yeah.
This is on a New York
Crackheads fuck on that
subway.
seat.
Yes. Do you know how much homeless semen is on that seat, Zohan?
If you threw a UV light into there, it would be like the fucking sun grenade from Blade 2.
Is it? I don't think it's a flatbread. I think it's a
Yeah.
gyro.
Do you think it'll go off like that fucking
some kind of burrito.
flashlight in Men in Black? You get just all
Yeah, the one where it's the Statue of Liberty.
Yeah, I think it's like a Chipotle burrito. It's not Chipotle because it's not in the Chipotle thing, but it's
If you-
definitely like a
if-
big ass burrito. It
you
probably
throw-
has rice in it.
You throw a spritz of luminol and a flash of UV light in there, it will look like Barefoot Gen.
Point is, if he
Is
eats,
that supposed
yes,
to
it
be a
will.
burrito?
I think it's some kind of big burrito. The point is that if he will eat a burrito, something that is made to be meant to be eaten without a knife and fork. With a knife and fork, then why the fuck is this guy eating rice with his hands like a chimp? And
Okay, question for you, because I'm not familiar with this. Don't you eat a burrito with your hands?
yeah, again, if you'll eat a burrito with a knife and fork on solid, filthy, cum-covered subway
Remember,
chair.
if you will, Trump ate a pizza crust first for an ad.
For an ad, yes.
For stuffed crust, which was the whole point,
Yes.
was that it's so good that you start with the
Eat the crust first,
And
yes.
he got shit for it for 10 years.
They still will bring that up every once in a while and be like, well, Trump's so weird, he eats pizza crust first, from a literal advertisement selling stuffed crust pizza, where that was the whole point. But this motherfucker, my point is, yes, he's eating a burrito with a knife and fork, he was eating the rice with with his hands to show his street shitter cred. He is such a fake little freak that. But
By the way,
in other words,
that should really be quite a disqualifier, because I would imagine most of the people in New York are not exactly fans of eating rice with their hands. Which makes me think that you are just trying to show solidarity with the people who look like you. You're not actually looking to represent anyone of New York. Which really
You
goes
called it
against the very
exactly,
concept
Spoon.
of democracy.
Asia rallies behind Zohran Mamdani over MAGA criticism for eating rice with his hand. Precisely, Spoon. Yep.
He knew if he did that and he got shit for eating with his hands, that would inflame the people who do eat with their fucking hands and quicken them to side with him, because now
rally them.
he will now get those votes no matter what, because he represents them now. Well, even if he's like Ugandan born and very blatantly Portuguese.
I hate politics.
Him.
Buy the
No, you
anti-politics
don't.
book.
Anti-politics.
No.
Yes.
Okay, put it this way. I hate democratic politics.
Yes. Politics is just part of life, you know.
Yes,
but
unfortunately.
Unfortunately.
Don't
But think about how much.
What the hell is wrong with you?
Yeah.
Yeah, Asia quote
Sorry,
unquote, yeah.
Arden.
To which I say, there is a world elsewhere.
Mr. Richlow Pitch for 2 says Rosie reminds me of Toby Jones. Who's Toby Jones? Let's see. I don't know who that is.
Should we
One
know who it
second.
is? Yeah, I don't actually.
No, Toby Jones.
Oh, the actor.
This guy.
From the
Yeah. Yes.
Don't,
Well, I've
you
seen
don't
it.
put that evil on Toby Jones.
No, that he doesn't. He's in a ton of stuff.
I've never known that actor's name. That is the most appropriate name for a person with that face.
I'm sure I have seen it before because he's in a ton of stuff that I like. And I've always liked his
God,
performance.
it's like a
in
baby
different
face being
things.
irradiated.
It's a very Irish phenotype.
It is like what you imagine Pat's dad looks like.
It's like if Churchill is still alive.
But he's English.
Don't
He's
put
not.
that evil.
I don't know. It looked. I assumed Irish
Giant
phenotype,
baby,
but no. Some sort. I guess it says he's an Angloid. I don't know about that.
Baby. Yeah, there we go.
Yeah, old baby. Get some rest, tired child. You can't keep burning the candle at both ends.
But I'm 65
large
years
child.
old.
Let's see. Texas Congressman's criticism of New York mayoral candidate Zohran Mamdani for eating rice with his bare hands has sparked backlash, with people across Asia standing up for the common practice. The 33-year-old Democratic candidate is seen in a resurfaced interview tucking into a bowl of biryani with his hands while answering questions about his campaign. No, he wasn't. That's the thing. Shit like that is never just, I just so happened to be eating a bowl of biryani when I did this. No, that was part of the thing, is to signal to his fellow
Shitskins.
please help, please sir, help me, I'm fucking Indian.
His fellow H1Bs.
His fellow H1Bs that, look, just like you, I also eat rice with my
And if
hands.
you don't side with me, then you are
Like an
all but
animal.
admitting that it's okay for the rest of the world to give me shit for eating like this, the same way you do.
This is really weird when he says, when you grow up as someone, especially in the third world, you have a very different understanding of the Palestinian struggle. What the hell does a third world have to do with any of this? You can be in the first world and still support Palestine, so I don't know what the hell you're talking about.
As far as I understand, I want to double check this though. He was born in Uganda.
But he's African.
Well, he was born there, but his family's Indian.
And he's very blatant, and he's blatant to the eyeball to be of Portuguese descent.
In Kampala, Uganda, is the only child of filmmaker
younger than I am.
Nair. Yeah, he's younger than us.
He's born in 91. Oh, he's a fucking
His father worked
week.
When he was 5, they moved to South Africa. And then when he was
Younger
7,
than-
so he only lived in South Africa for 2 years, and then they moved to Manhattan.
We're just going to completely ignore all of that, by the way, just for the sake of me keeping up appearances.
The reality is that both of his parents are Indians. Was raised. Wait. His mother's Punjabi. Was raised Hindu. His father is a Muslim from Bombay, and he was raised Muslim and is Muslim. So again, this guy is an Indian Muslim. Okay, just to be clear.
You attended a South African,
he's Portuguese.
basically boarding school,
Grammar
as a
school.
child.
Yeah.
And again, looks
Oh,
Portuguese.
look, he's the only child of filmmaker and post-colonialism academic. Oh, for sakes.
Very. Yeah. Bullshit.
And
in other
again,
words.
looks okay, this is meant to be from Punjab and Bombay, two of the darker areas of India. And he's pale, he's almost white passing, and has Portuguese features. I'm not saying we have another Castro Trudeau scenario on our hands, but I would be.
You think he's Worski's long lost brother?
It's Liquid Worski.
He's been around.
Or Adam didn't.
No, not
Adam
the
didn't.
demon.
He does seem
No
manufactured.
recessive genes.
Yeah, he got all the recessive genes. I got all the recessive genes.
That's liquids
On the
and snakes.
recessive politics as well, while you're at it.
Yeah. Oh my god. Okay, so fact checkers have fact checked some shit about him, and it's just so funny. So again, it claims. Oh wait, sorry. Was there anything else in this? I was just Clip on X. Civilized people in America don't eat like this. If you refuse to adopt Western customs, then go back to the third world. McGill was immediately called out by X users, some of whom reference his Indian origin wife, Danelle D'Souza, daughter of conservative political commentator Dinesh D'Souza.
It really is one massive incestuous fucking network of horrors, isn't it?
But Mr. Gill's father-in-law joined in, posting an image of him eating out, saying, "My culture lesson from Mamdani, eating with your hands is acceptable when it's bread, naan, or pizza, not when it's soup, meatloaf, or mashed potatoes. Indians sometimes eat rice with their hands in India, but it's much more common in rural areas. In America, it's just considered gross." Yes, because it's sticky. It
and has a hot liquid precipitate that will also stick. The reason people don't eat like that is because it's literally dangerous to your skin.
A major Metroid for 2 says opinions on the Confederate States of America based, and South will rise again. I mean, my dad is
that's what
a historian largely. My dad is a historian by academic background, not by trade. He worked for the U.S. government, but he has very strong opinions on the Confederate States of America, the legitimate states of America, in his opinion. Yes. So
I think the average American on the street, given the opportunity, would happily give tractors the vote if it meant lynching everyone in DC.
Jesus.
I think that's
At this point in time, I think most people would probably favor that as well, because DC is a fucking cesspool.
Yeah.
And
are there a bunch of ads?
Orgies
I have it turned off.
all over the place.
Hang on. Oh. That's weird because I have the ads on the lowest setting. Sorry if they're spamming them. The difference with like bread, naan, or pizza, right? Is that if you pick these things up with your hands, or like a burger or French fries,
they're thermal insulators. They
you might get
heat
a little
your
grease. You might get some grease,
but they
you
don't
can just
sully
easily
your hands that much.
Right? It doesn't make your hand. Yeah, you wouldn't eat soup with your hands.
If I shake your hand and it's covered in rice starch, I'm punching you in the face.
Yeah, gross.
Only slapping you in the face with the right just like jiggles off you as you get smacked around.
McGill also.
It's just bad fucking form to eat things that will sully your hands.
Yeah, they're just whatever. They're normal people do not eat rice with their hands. Several people suggested there was an inherent hypocrisy in critiquing the rice eating custom when Americans eat burgers, tacos, French fries, and pizza the same way. This was like I said, it was the most bizarre cope in response. It was like you eat a hamburger with your hands.
I will say he's very clever by doing this because he knows the entire audience will revolve around this dumb shit and not his incompetent fucking policies.
No, we'll get to that.
He's a fucking communist.
We'll get to that. I just wanted to start with this motherfucker eats rice with his fucking hands. Insincerely, too. Trump called him 100% communist lunatic. Which he is. It
really is like, it's the same shit as like the Ethiopian food debate. It's like, I'm sorry, like, oh, I'm a white nationalist, but I think Ethiopian food's really nice, and just someone
Pretty good.
chimes in, as a brown person, you should be ashamed of yourself. Ethiopian food is monkey slop.
I've been to an Ethiopian restaurant before and I liked it, so.
Monkey slop, you should be ashamed of yourself.
The heck? Okay. Fact checkers rated Trump's allegation about Mamdani false, but the footage suggests otherwise. So this is the thing. I've described this guy, and as he was described in that little interview and didn't seem to object to, that he is a socialist, read communist, he's a Muslim, and he's Indian. All of these things are correct. Oh, and he's pro-Palestine. Sorry, that wasn't as Indian, he said he's pro-Palestine. But Muslim, duh. So this one has declared it false, what Trump just said there, that he's a communist. Right? Trump called him a 100% filthy communist or whatever it was. The fact checkers labeled that as, from a panel of experts, rated that as false. Well, here's Mamdani in his own words, what he believes in, politically, in addition to eating rice with his hands performatively.
What the purpose is about this entire project, it's not simply to raise class consciousness, but to win socialism. And obviously raising class consciousness is a critical part of that. But making sure that we have candidates that both understand that and are willing to put that forward at every which moment.
Sorry, say again?
His face moves the same way that Race Warski's does.
Yeah, it's very bizarre.
He's got like
it's
identical
uncanny.
facial geometry.
It's uncanny, isn't it? Yeah.
That they have at every which opportunity that they're given. We have to continue to elect more
he's doing the same
socialists,
vocal
and we
elongation
have
shit
to
the way
ensure
Peterson does.
that we are unapologetic.
I just realized a lot of people may not know who Andy Worski is.
He does that thing where he elongates certain syllables when he talks for emphasis.
Look, what's a good clip of Andy Worski? Oh, what is a
More
good?
of a question.
Yeah, I'm just seeing if there's like a short clip. Oh damn,
He
there's
used to
gonna
be
be
really
Andy.
big back in the day when he was criticizing.
Do you not watch Kino Casino, bro? You gotta get on that.
No,
A surprising number of people don't know about that. Like people
No,
follow me
he,
on Twitter and don't know what he's up to these days.
He was always bashing that black chick on MTV. I can't remember her name now.
Oh, oh shit, yeah. I can't remember her name either. I know who exactly you're talking about, but
Francesca Ramsey, is it?
yes, it was Francesca. That's it, Francesca Ramsey. I can't find a good clip of Worski that's short and isn't also really embarrassing, like the aim thing.
Sure it was her?
Yeah, I'm pretty positive. Francesca Ramsey sounds correct. Yes, she was the one on MTV. I'm pretty damn sure that was who it was. A House Opera for 5 says, hands for burgers versus rice is a false equivalency. Finger foods exist, yes. Might as well say it's fine being naked in public because you disrobe to the shower. Yeah, well, there's some people who are into that, so.
Yeah, well,
Just listen for the fat guy, Alex Berry. Yeah, the other dude on Kino Casino who's not the fat one.
She used to. I can't remember what was the show called.
Internet's Balkan Skull.
Somebody tell me what was the show called?
Was he live?
No.
Where he had all kinds of big political names on the alt-right with JF Gardy Bear.
Francesca Ramsey used to do a show that Worski took the piss out.
MTV Decoded, wasn't it?
That's the one. Thank you.
Everyone at home,
wait,
if you know
pulled that
Kino
out of
Casino,
nowhere.
if you know Kino Casino, play in your head like any clip of Kino Casino, and then overlay in your head the Balkan Skull theme. It makes everything make so much more sense.
Cultology for 2 says, look at the shame in his eyes after he eats the rice. Yeah, because he doesn't want to do it. He's just doing it to be performative.
It's like Miliband in the other one where he looks like he's just put like a mouthful of literal dog shit into his mouth. Like
Yeah.
He's trying not to vomit horribly.
Well, speaking of vomiting dog shit, here's some more of his commie ideas.
Apologetic about our socialism. There are also other issues that we firmly believe in, whether it's BDS, right, or whether it's the end goal of ceasing the means of production.
There's his end goal. This is one of those, remember, just socialists. We just want some social safety nets, guys. That's all socialism is. Just a little socialism light, just a little social welfare. Our end goal is seizing the means of production. Right there. Just, if this guy tells you he's not a commie because he's trying to save face, look, I don't care. We're good friends with a commie, all right? But just say you are one. That eliminates like so much of the annoyance I
There's no
have
more
with
animus
commies.
at that point. Then we can
All
just
right.
then at that point we can just be completely civil people, get along well, play D&D together, and then when you suggest we start rounding up people in gulags, we can firmly tell you no, thank you.
Where we can have a discussion about
this
who.
kind of reminds me of
Just kidding.
this a stream that AA did a while ago where he was looking at some of the reaction to the riots in LA. And he was just looking at the state of Mexico's response to the rioters and people like Gavin Newsom cheering it on. And he rightly just said this, like in any normal civilization, the Democrats would just be banned because they're not a serious political force. They literally do not believe in the concept of America as a nation. Sovereignty does not
We'll
exist
get to
in their
that, by the
minds.
way, too.
Yeah, but when I look at that and I look at this person, I don't care for, well, because I know like Stixs made this video where he said, I hope liberals vote for this guy. And in my head, I just went, no, I am not a fan of the people need to suffer the incompetence of their policies. No, fuck that shit. These people should just be banned and thrown in prison and rot. Like, I don't care about your rights. I don't care about any kind of bullshit you think you're entitled to. You're an idiot and you're destructive. End of story. Done.
Well, they're not entitled to it. There's a specific clause that means that communists can't hold office in the US.
Right,
Who's
yes.
enforcing that?
Nobody.
No one.
Exactly.
But this is where we come at things, though, I think, from the monarchistic perspective, is that it's unreasonable to put the onus on the people to choose their leaders, because there are assholes like this who will swindle stupid people into thinking he's going to give them a bunch of shit, right?
It is not feasible for every single man, woman, and well, potentially child, given the way they want to give people the vote, to have complete grasp of their region's statecraft on a micro or macro level. That is ridiculous.
This guy should, be kicked out of the country, in my opinion, and shouldn't be allowed to hold office because, I mean, well, again, not fond of democracy, but democracy places that onus on people who, don't think about politics enough and shouldn't have to think about politics enough to decide whether or not this guy is real about eating rice with his hands and whether or not that makes a fucking difference to you and who should lead your city, right?
Yeah, it's absurd. By the way, people keep saying like I'm quiet. I am boosted 10 dBs on OBS. Like if you can't hear me now, then something is fucking horribly wrong.
Well, might be horribly wrong. I don't know.
The microphone is fine, but like
you're loud for me, so I don't.
Yeah, so my end's coming through so loud it's vibrating bones in my skull.
Is it on OBS? OBS thing, yeah?
I have no fucking idea.
Yeah, I did see Stixs. Let us know about the sound. Stixs just voodooed Jimmy Swagger to death. Yes, that's what we were talking about earlier.
We're probably gonna discuss that a bit. I didn't know what the hell is going on with Stixs, but
I didn't know that you didn't know what was going on with Stixs.
No. It's because
you were aware.
I was very briefly aware, but I kind of stopped watching him. Not because of the lolcow status. It's just because Stixs has become, okay, no offense, but very boring. In the sense that he just discusses mainstream.
Very crazy,
yeah. And yeah, it is fucking cringe.
If I wanted to see a drugged up wizard talk about politics, I'd just watch King Cobra.
Oh, wait, Bill, you posted a tweet about the Worski thing. I should have just brought this up when I mentioned it earlier.
Let's
I
don't know why. Yeah, Stixs got boring, essentially.
We'll finish this and then we'll move on to the Stixs topic more broadly. But here's an image comparison. Come the fuck on.
Never seen them in the same room before. Look at
Have you ever seen these guys in the same room before?
Same fucking
dude,
brow,
come on.
same nose, same mouth,
Oh
same
my
everything.
god, it's uncanny, bro.
You talk the same. They do that thing where they keep elongating certain sentences and syllables.
Oh my god, it's actually uncanny.
He is better spoken than Worski. I will.
Well, Worski's got a bit of a stutter.
Can see that.
Yeah, and that's why does the whole 2016 like over elongation thing. Most people, they got people who've got a speech impediment. They tend to get better. They get their little window of opportunity in times with those kind of speech patterns are common. So the 2016 era of talking to everyone like talking to the camera like the person's a literal child, like that era.
It's basically politics in the present day.
Let's go back to his little explanation of his politics.
Where we do not have the same level of support at this very moment. And what I want to say is that it is critical that in the way that we organize, in the way that we set up our work, and our priorities, that we do not leave any one issue for the other.
I just say, what the fuck is going on with the way he is choosing to present himself here? Looks like a cult leader. Like, a fucking,
Yeah, it looks like he's wearing like a
Heaven's
sort of
Gate.
shady robe.
It's a fucking Heaven's Gate video.
That we do
Looks
not
like Jared Leto playing Andy Warski.
meet a moment and only look at what people are ready for, but that we are doing both of these things in tandem, because it is critical for us to both meet people where they're at and to also organize for what is correct and for what is right, and to ensure that
Seeing the
over
means of
time we
production.
can bring people to that issue.
Okay.
The ramifications of victory here
Oh.
is the difference between life and death for so
Oh.
many of our brothers, sisters, and family
That's a little bit threatening.
beyond the binary across this borough of Queens.
Especially when you're like sat in front of the Heaven's Gate background.
Yeah, that's a bit threatening. It's a matter of life and death.
Having
Yeah.
cash bail anymore. It's the
Nope.
difference between
No.
having sex work be decreased.
Bill,
No
what
more
the fuck
cash
did you just
bail.
link in chat?
Also, a picture of Kathy Griffin out for a stroll, apparently.
Her hairline
God.
is further receded
Look-
back than mine.
It's worse than mine. Bitch looks like that motherfucker at a brain scan.
Yo.
It looks like the
Hang on,
fucking
let me-
It clown.
Looks like
Yeah.
the monster from it looks legit like the monster from Brain Scan, the trickster.
Oh my god.
God,
What the fuck happened? She just had her head pulled back that many times with plastic surgery.
My God,
Did it
Carrot
actually
Top
move
has
back to
really
her
gone a
hairline?
strange road.
Oh my. Bro.
Like a fucking. That looks like okay. That's at least a slightly better photo, but my God, it looks like a troll.
It looks like a
It looks-
mannequin
yeah,
head on.
You know those troll dolls you used to have on top of your pencils? It looks like that.
It's like Chucky.
Looks like the motherfucker from Brain Scan, 1-to-1.
Jesus,
Holy
yeah, it really does.
shit. Oh my god. That she's.
God, Hollywood
she's
is just
scuffed.
aging fucking badly.
They must have cut off the
Jesus.
adrenochrome.
Yeah, they must have
fucking
cut off.
supply.
That was my exact thought. Cut off the fucking adrenochrome. Pennywise, yeah, exactly. Holy shit. Oh my god.
Jamie, could you bring up a side-by-side of these two?
It's Pennywise. Oh God, it is.
I know. Holy shit. What else is this commie on about?
Criminalized. And with every battle that we fight as socialists,
Uh-huh.
we need to remember what the stakes are and ground ourselves in them, and why those stakes are important and critical to us as individuals.
So again, Trump got fact-checked for calling him a dirty commie. Well, there he is in his own fucking words, a little bit split apart because there were other memes to look at.
Which I would remind you, if you start to voice communist or socialist sympathies within 5 years of your application for citizenship, it can completely renege your citizenship, because that would prove you lied on your application.
Well, he is a citizen, but he was not born in the U.S. He was born in Uganda to Indian parents. So he's an immigrant.
You would have to find out when he got naturalized.
They moved when he was 9, so he was probably naturalized growing up to his. I don't know what the age cutoff is, but he was still a child, you know. However, 50 Cent, the hero we didn't know we needed, has offered to pay Zohran Mamdani $258,000 to get lost. He's gonna pay you $258,000 to fuck off, in other words.
Send the money to me, I'll make sure he fucks off.
50 Cent, said he pay a pretty penny to get rid of Zohran Mamdani and his tax the rich plan after the Big Apple mayoral hopeful name dropped the Queen's rapper on a popular podcast. Where did he come from? Whose friend is this? I'm not feeling this plan. No, I'll give him specifically $258,750 and a first-class one-way ticket away from New York. 50 Cent wrote on Instagram Wednesday. Oh, he was on the Breakfast Club. Oh my god. That's it. That's just the headline. 50 Cent gonna pay him way more than 50 cents to fuck off. But speaking of whether or not he's a citizen, there are some questions about that. He does not claim to be an American. Huh.
I want to stand for American politics, while also claiming not to be an American at all. Like, that's just retarded.
Oh, weird. A story from the Hindustan Times back in 2013 quoted Mamdani's mother, Mira, a filmmaker, again, saying, "He's a total Desi, completely. We're not Firangs at all. He is very much us. He's not an American." Desi is a term roughly meaning one of the country, where Farangs roughly translates to outsiders. She added, he was born in Uganda, raised between India and America. He is at home in many places. He thinks of himself as Ugandan and as Indian. Mira also praised how her son chose to study Arabic and politics while speaking only Hindustani at home. Even though these comments date back to when he was a student, he wasn't exactly a toddler. Yeah, I was just saying, he's 33. This was 2013. He was 21 when she said this. just to be clear, I was a very young person at 21.
His parents moved
Not
over,
really.
and like over half a decade later, they're referring to the actual locals as the outsiders and foreigners.
Yeah. Well, I think she was in India when she said this.
I thought they'd already moved over in that time.
No, but she was something that she said to the Hindustan Times. So I'm presuming she was making a movie there. For some reason, I mean, she's from India originally, so.
Still,
I'm guessing she was in India.
As a Ugandan or an Indian, I would like to know what the population of either of those two countries actually think of you.
Yeah.
And like, this is who I identify as. Like, motherfucker, we don't claim you. Piss off.
Yeah. Was there anything else in this? Is that just it? Yeah. Oh, here we go. Yeah. There's just some more information about him, too. The 33-year-old House representative managed to pull away from a crowded field in the mayoral primary that included former New York Governor Andrew Cuomo and 2 others. We covered... what was his name? Jeffrey... wasn't Jeffrey Epstein. It was... What was the other pedophile?
Oh, it was Jeffrey Weinstein.
Jeffrey Weinstein. That was his competition.
No, it was Harvey Epstein. It was Harvey
Epstein. Harvey Epstein.
Goodness me, what a name.
Yep, he did everything in his power to earn the endorsement of the Democratic Socialists of America by wanting to raise the minimum wage to $30 an hour, create city-owned grocery stores, and once saying that he'd arrest Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu on international criminal court warrant. I don't know why the mayor of New York would get to do that.
Do any of that?
No.
That just shows you how fucking retarded people in politics are, that you can say some shit like that is completely out of your jurisdiction, and some twat-headed wankers think that that's legit. Like, anyone who thinks that is real should never be allowed to be engaging in politics ever, because you're fucking morons.
I'm also pretty sure the International Criminal Court, that's got to be NATO or something, because it has no jurisdiction in America, as it says here. But it goes to show the level of propaganda he's willing to push onto the people
and also
of
the
New
amount
York
of
City.
people who will easily swallow it.
Right. Well, it's just big talk, right?
It isn't claiming
Which is
a
all that
massive overreach
matters.
of power like this is something you intend to do, like usually a red flag pun.
It should be. It should be.
Liberation. Oh god, he's been watching Hassan again.
They were trying to they were trying to drag fucking Trump off into a dark room for things a lot less than this.
Defunding the police. Oh my.
Yeah, of course. Rap Bartholomew Cheesington for 5 says, who fumbled more, Israel with its rep and plan for white replacement, or Kamala with the election? Vote now, make 50 Cent the mayor of New York City.
The answer is, of course, India for getting rid of our poo and destroying their image in a fucking generation.
I actually think he would be a better mayor.
Probably. It wouldn't be difficult. Who fumbled more? Israel seemed to have fucked up pretty bad at first, but we'll get into that, because I don't know. It's going the way that after the actual upset, which is that Trump told them to fuck off, it started to go back in the direction I expected, which is, well, no, you too, Iran, you fuck off as well. I'm big mad at you too. You know, there's a little bit of that. Trump shakes hands with Netanyahu, comes to some agreements
I would never
with
have
him.
a favorite
It's what
child.
you
I don't much care for Bibi.
I love all my children.
I genuinely don't think he likes Netanyahu.
I don't think anybody
Trump
does,
is
to be fair.
Trump is a man who he's a business owner. He is very business minded. The one thing he will hate above all else is someone who makes it look like he's been put over a barrel.
Yes.
Anything that makes him look like he's powerless.
Massive ego.
Yeah.
He cannot be seen to be put in a situation that he doesn't want to be in. And that's precisely what the Israelis thrive on.
Yeah, his most telling moment was when he was asked about the term globalize the Intifada, which is equated to taking the Palestine uprising of 1987 worldwide. I mean, yeah, that is what it means. What else would how else would one globalize the Intifada? The Reconquista, if you will. The retaking back of lands that belong to them.
Can England do that against the Muslim population?
I mean,
Can it?
sure would be nice. But when you say globalize it, what the fuck do you mean? if not that, if not
That
to
sounds like
take
some
back
Soviet Union
what
talk.
belongs to you. He compared it to a desperate desire for equality and equal rights and standing up for Palestinian human rights. Not really,
Why
homie.
the hell do we need to give a flying shit about Palestine? Who fucking cares?
Here's the
It's
thing, though.
over there.
If you're talking about the Intifada in Palestine, in Gaza, okay, but you put this globalized word in front of it. So you're not talking about Palestine anymore, are you? Okay. To the question of language, I am someone who, I would say, am less comfortable with the idea of banning the use of certain words, and that I think it's more evocative of a Trump-style approach to how I lead the country, he said during a recent interview before the host cut him off to ask, again, if radical phrasing made him uncomfortable. Mamdani replied, I know people for whom those things mean very different things. As a Muslim who grew up post 9/11, I'm all too familiar with the way in which Arabic words can be twisted and come on,
Dude,
can be distorted and can be justified
get the
any
fucking
kind
hell.
of meaning.
You were born in 91, so you were 10 years old when fucking 9/11 happened. You don't know shit about politics. You were like 14 fucking years old during the height of that shit. You didn't know dick.
He was 10.
9 or 10, yeah.
10, because he's basically the same age as me.
Because I was 11.
And I was in year 5 when that shit went down.
Yeah, so 2 or 3 years of that, you were 12 or 13 years old. Bitch, you were not paying attention to politics at 12 or 13 years old. Actually, you may have, because you have the same fucking politics
I remember
as a
it.
12-year-old.
I mean, I remember it I have very distinct memories of 9/11. I mean, I remember going home from school, school being canceled, going home, and it being all over the TV and stuff, and everyone was so fucking terrified and of what was going to happen. I remember I was in Baltimore, of course, and there was like, oh, they're going to God, Ardent, thank you. There being, fears that there's going to be another like attack in Baltimore. I remember that. Oh man, hang on, I'm trying to get this picture.
You couldn't crash a plane into some place in Baltimore and end up on bricks.
Yeah.
But the plane or the building?
I can't.
Both.
Oh.
Well, it's a building, Spoon. By definition, it's up on bricks.
Yeah,
I
true.
fucking sure hope so.
Here it is. Okay. I'll float down here. Oh my god, that's so good. Terrifying.
Wait, go back to that. Go back to that picture.
Do we have to?
Yeah,
I want to show Bill something.
Okay.
Doesn't it look like Peter Kay?
Does a little bit.
There's a little bit, yeah.
Peter Kay, whereas we get a bit lumpy.
Yeah. Like, I hadn't seen
all I
Sun
see
in
is the
about maybe
motherfucker
2
from.
years.
All I see is the guy from Brain Scan. It's all I can see.
God.
Like,
It's terrifying.
it looks like okay,
It is.
biblically accurate murder face. Am I wrong?
Yeah.
I just don't like how much it blends in. Like that's a perfectly blended shoulder right there.
Murder face, murder face, murder face. Those are my favorite lyrics, except for Pickles the drummer, doodly doo, ding dong, doodly doodly doo.
Oh, what's wrong with your dick? I play bass with it. Of course, it's gonna have much nuts.
Oh my god. So yeah, just fucking. I am so tired of this shit. You don't speak Arabic. It's literally untranslatable. Fuck right off with that fresh nonsense. That shit has been tiresome for my entire life.
I'm sorry. It's all written in my fucking dirt worshipper goat fucker language. You wouldn't get it. Just fuck off.
It's just like religious hipsters, except for it's acting like religious hipsters. They want to act like it's cool and secretive, but also push it on fucking everybody. I don't even have that big of a deal with Muslims inherently, as long as they stay in their own shitholes. Fine, I don't care. But the problem is that they don't want to stay in their shitholes.
I like what it says. Let's see if New York is so rife with Trump derangement syndrome and lunacy that they would choose socialism to govern a city that's desperately in need of a much stronger brand of leadership. That's quite interesting that they admit that, is that the city is in desperate need of leadership. So how about instead of pandering, you just get someone to essentially come in and whip the shit out of everyone? Because that is ultimately what America needs, is it doesn't need someone that panders. It needs someone that tells the rubes to fuck off.
That line was written by Nick Givas of the Western Journal, that wasn't from Mamdani.
What if we just started to restart floating the boat out in some weird waters here? What if we gave the city to Soldier Boy?
Soldier Boy up in that hoe. Watch him crank it, watch it roll.
Can't be any worse.
What kind of district? What kind of power should we give him? Like Principality of New York?
that's about.
Oh God, look at this Israeli first simp. Is an anti-Semitic bitch. You know you declare your allegiance when your first problem is the fact that he's anti-Semitic. Oh my God, motherfucking Jews vote for this dude.
However, this dude has, like, I don't really care why. I just think I mean, obviously this is gay, but he's calling for him to be deported.
That would be really funny.
Wait, Bill, can you do a good Jew voice?
How Jewy?
Oh,
How-
I mean, well,
how
okay.
much-
Pavlovsky.
Okay, Andy Ogles. I mean, he's calling it anti-Semitic, though. I don't know.
That's
Let's
his
see.
name?
How anti-Semitic do you want me to be?
Let's hang on.
Oh my God, you know you sound like.
All right, hang on.
mortal
Real
girlfriend.
quick. Hang on. Let me just check this
I
real
could do the
quick.
Dr. Girlfriend voice. That'd be okay, right?
No, you're wrong, Bill. Or everyone is wrong, I guess. No. I don't see none detected.
Listen,
Wait a minute,
I
can
haven't even
I
had a
play
chance
that?
to
Can
look.
I play this? Can I play the thing that I made the other day?
Probably not.
Why not? What if I don't say anything about what it means? I think I will. I think I will, and not say anything.
Besides, I've not
about
even had
what
a
it
gander
means.
at this asshole to
Hang
tell
on,
what his
hang on,
physiognomy
where'd I
is. Like, you
post
just
it?
asked me to do the Jew voice, so I mean, it's some.
Well, yeah, because I've got it. Well, I've got his statement there, but hang on, I
Just
gotta pull this
give
up
me
real
them.
quick.
I don't need to see his statement. I just need to see his T-zone. Okay.
Oh God,
I can tell you what
it
it is.
Mark Levin, yeah, fucking good.
Okay.
God, Mark Levin has been
whoops,
insufferable during all of this shit.
Whoops.
Show me your Nazi Jacobian ape.
Hang on, let me see if I can get it with it. Yeah, will that play
Need to
then?
study you
You've
for
got
science.
here,
Here we go. This is. I'm just gonna play this, and I'm not gonna say anything about what happened in this
Oh
scene.
God,
What's his
this clip.
face? I can't remember the guy's name now. Lord Hermer, that's it. Communist who defended
Astute
Jeremy
viewers could
Adams,
guess.
Salama Begum, Osama bin Laden's right-hand man.
Narrowing of
He
eyes
just spent
slightly.
his entire career, just like
I
Stalin,
wonder.
defending the scum of the earth, the enemies of the country. He's the Attorney General,
Tappity tap, tap,
so
tap.
he's in charge of the justice system. It's like, okay,
He's in charge of the people that are not arresting
yeah.
Palestine Action.
No.
Because
Yeah, there it is.
domestic terrorists.
So we've got this profound problem with the nature of the country. And actually, Andrew Mark wrote a surprisingly good
You could not ask for better comedic timing than that. Just the little like, yeah. I haven't seen physical comedy like that in a long while.
Okay, so this
That's
guy's
funny.
this guy's not Jewish, Bill, but you could still do the
Again, you didn't ask me if he was. I could have told you for sure whether or not he was. You just let me see the man's physiognomy.
Oh well, I had to check anyway.
I'm sorry, you didn't give me enough pixels to double check.
Well, he's saying some pretty Semitic things in this. I can already see.
Spiritually Semitic.
There you go. So he's trying to get Mamdani deported. Here's his letter to Pam
I
Bondi.
write to request that the Department of Justice open investigation into whether Zohran Kwame Mamdani, currently a candidate for mayor of New York City, should be subject to denaturalization proceedings under 8U. I'm not fucking reading that in that voice.
No, don't. It's impossible. It's too hard.
On
Okay,
grounds
it's
that
too
he may have
difficult.
procured U.S. citizenship through willful misrepresentation or concealment of material support for terrorism.
There you go. According to public reports, New York Post article, Mr. Mamdani expressed open solidarity with individuals convicted of terrorism-related offenses prior to becoming a U.S. citizen. So he became a U.S. citizen, yes. Specifically, he rapped, Free the Holy Land. Oh yeah, this was his rap, my guys. The Holy Land Foundation was convicted in 2008. Free the Holy Land 5, my guy, sorry. Holy Land Foundation was convicted in 2008 for providing material support to Hamas, a designated foreign terrorist organization. Publicly praising the foundation's convicted leadership as my guys raises serious concerns about whether Mr. Mamdani had affiliations or sympathies he failed to disclose during the naturalization process. Well, I understand that some may raise American First Amendment concerns about taking legal action based on expressive conduct, such as rap lyrics. Speech alone does not preclude accountability, where it reasonably suggests underlying conduct relevant to eligibility for naturalization. If an individual publicly glorifies a group convicted of financing terrorism, it's entirely appropriate for federal authorities to inquire whether the individual engaged in non-public forms of support, such as organizational affiliation, fundraising, or advocacy, that would have required disclosure on Form N-400 or during naturalization interview. Moreover, Mr. Mamdani has recently refused opportunities to reject the pro-terrorist rallying cry to globalize the Intifada, a call to expand violent attacks on civilians to the United States and around the world. While political speech in isolation is not dispositive, In light of earlier expressions of admiration for individuals convicted of supporting terrorism, a troubling pattern emerges that warranted formal scrutiny. Anyway, so this guy has officially written a letter to Pam Bondi asking for this guy to be deported, lose his citizenship or something.
Lots of love, Andy Ogles.
There you go.
XO.
XO. Oh my god. Yep. So there's that. And in other Indian-related news, it would be funny if he got deported.
Oh, this one.
Seven Indian engineers spent 200 million rupees building a bridge and put a 90-degree turn in the bridge. Now think about that Boeing software and all those H-1Bs that Microsoft hired, and things start to make sense.
It made it to the construction phase.
Look at this.
With a
Look at it.
Okay,
it made it to construction.
Never mind that. Go back to the headline. Why the hell do you write dollars and then end it off with rupees?
Oh, well, Matt's kind of
it's still $2.3 million.
kind of fun.
I'm
Well,
sorry, just the way that was written just
it's
triggers
so
me.
he's just probably used to writing a dollar sign in front of it.
$200 million rupees. What the fuck does that mean?
Put the amount in American dollars. Because no one knows what the fuck a rupee means. This side of fucking Legend of Zelda.
Or what it is. Actually.
Right. It's 200 million rupees, $2.3 million.
And again,
God, and you thought your government was bad.
They made it to the stage where they successfully built it in its entirety before people twigged that something was wrong.
This might not work.
Something's not quite chooching here. Maybe it's the fact that in order to turn, you need to get to, the gap, literally, the turn is you wouldn't even be able to get anywhere near a full turn.
Rep Bartholomew Chizington for 2 says, "Alert! Diddy has been released. He called Saul." Yeah, I know. We'll look into it. Diddy has been released. He was found guilty, I think, on 2 counts or something. But yeah,
it was like transporting for sex work
for prostitution. Yes, but not sex trafficking explicitly. Not human trafficking, and not racketeering either. Speaking of, let's see what are next. Oh, the Bob Vylan guy. I want to talk about that with Spoon. Why don't we? I don't know if you looked at it at all. What was? Hang on a minute. What were we just talking about though? That I did have something on. Whoops. That we can do while we wait for Spoon to come back. Oh, the Diddy stuff. Yeah, I could just do that real quick. Look at the news on the Diddy case. Because originally the jury came in and said that they weren't sure about two of the charges, I think. And then they did deliberate some more and have decided, which is that, yeah, we'll go through it here. So, defense wants released today. Yes, so Coombs found guilty of transportation to engage in prostitution. This was what they were pretty sure about.
In hindsight, when someone's last name is Coombs, we should have known something was up.
Wait, is it pronounced Combs or Coombs?
It's Combs. There's another one.
Oh, that's one of my family names. But our family name's pronounced Coombs. But it's got 2 O's in it. So, a familial name, not my last name though. But one of my dad's sides of the family. Jury found him guilty on count 3. Yeah, transportation to engage in prostitution in connection to his ex-girlfriend, Cassie Ventura, and guilty on count 5, transportation to engage in prostitution in connection with his ex-girlfriend who testified under the pseudonym Jane. He was not guilty on counts 2 and 4, which were both charges of sex trafficking by force, fraud, or coercion in connection with Ventura and Jane. Combs was overcome with emotion as the verdict was read. His feet were visibly shaking throughout the reading of the verdict. Combs made praying hands to the jury as they stood to leave.
Bro was combat jacking in the courtroom. I'll put money down right now.
Yeah, probably. So,
someone's point, Celtic Perspective chimed in. Bob Vylan is a middle-class mixed-race man from fucking Ipswich.
Yeah.
Which is about, no... Oh, God.
Yeah, it's incredibly boring.
Someone referencing the fucking Cambodian breast milk incident with Diddy.
Yes, Aiden is a Coomer. Coombs. Then again, my
Jeffrey
dad,
Coombs,
I don't know.
Coombs.
We'll also just go look up every, the most common last names in Wales.
Again,
and my family has all
the Madam
of them.
Epstein's called Ghislaine.
Yeah. Just to go look up every common last name in Wales, and my family's
So when you
it.
find out that Drake's first name is Aubrey and
Oh yes.
fucking
What?
Kendrick
versus,
Lamar's last name is fucking Ducksworth.
Ducksworth.
Aubrey v. Ducksworth, the rap beef of the century. Fucking shoot me now.
Oh my god. So each charge of transportation to engage in prostitution carries a maximum sentence of 10 years in prison. Assistant Attorney, Assistant U.S. Attorney Maureen Ryan Comey, not a Combs in here, said the government plans to pursue significant incarceration for Combs, whatever. And here's an artist depiction of him falling to the floor to
Sniff the seat.
Sniff the seat. Yes, of course. You got to get one last old whiff before freedom. Oh my god. Yep, there he is. So he's out, I guess, or sort of. A little bit. Unfortunate. Unlucky. I mean, I guess it could have been worse. He could have been just totally acquitted.
He's probably
But
gonna
I
get
guess
got if he's not careful.
Yeah, minor justice. So up to 20 years in prison, I
I wouldn't
suppose.
use the term minor in this circumstance.
Oh god, yeah, right. Oof.
Can we go back to the bridge? Cheer me up.
So in other well, since we're on this, in other didn't do nothing news, Carmelo Anthony's spokesman is demanding more Gibbs. Now, if you remember, the Anthony family was already not poor,
up.
but they weren't poor to begin with.
They were middle class.
They were I'd say upper middle class,
Yeah.
and they had raked in $500,000 in donations to free Carmelo, who I must again remind you, just walked up to some dude at a school track meet and stabbed him for no fucking reason beyond that they told him to leave because he wasn't part of the track club and was hanging out in their fucking tent.
And was from the rival school's fucking
yes.
supporters.
Which means he was most likely trying to start shit.
Yeah. And again,
And then he stabbed somebody.
Went
Stabbed a
to
kid.
a away game athletics meet, went into the other team, like the opposing team's stands,
Yeah.
with a knife.
Yeah.
There is no way that this could be misconstrued as anything other than an attempt to provoke a fight so you can stab people.
Yeah. Today we were informed by the Collin County District Attorney that Carmelo Anthony has been indicted. As many of you know, this is the first step in a criminal proceeding, and now the legal process will move forward towards trial. Over the past several months, I've worked closely with Carmelo's family to ensure they have the proper legal representation and the support they need to navigate this incredibly complex, emotionally charged case. Let me be honest, it's easy to go on social media and give an opinion. It's easy to post without facts, and sadly, even some people who claim to be supporters have shared misinformation. Not always with bad intent, but still harmful. This case involves multiple minors and sensitive details that I cannot and will not speak about publicly. That's why from the beginning I've refused to let this be tried in the court of public opinion. Too bad, motherfucker. Yeah. It's of course it's going to be tried in the court of public opinion. He stabbed someone. He stabbed an innocent 17-year-old kid, you know? There will be, for no fucking reason, other than he's a bloodthirsty lunatic, there will be a trial, there will be a courtroom, and NGAN is committed to making sure Carmelo receives a fair trial, free from lies, outside interference, and bigotry, to the racists and bigots and those filled with hate. You've targeted Carmelo, his family, even myself.
Okay, first of all, this sounds like the ramblings of Christian. Second of all...
It really does. Oh my god, it really does.
It really just read like, get everything about my house off the internet.
Off the internet.
Like, this is the gibberings of an autist. However... Like, if we took this at face value, well, okay, so you want everything that pretty much every white man tried in the public opinion didn't get.
Yeah, right? Well, no one... You
I remind you, Derek Chauvin
Chauvin
is in prison for 3 mutually exclusive crimes.
Yes. Unbelievable.
First, second, and third degree murder on a single person.
Yes. Now, you do not
which we have
intimidate
proved
us.
didn't die from his input.
Yep. We are not backing down. This case is yet another example of what it means to be black in America, where even our self-defense is self-defense!
You stabbed somebody.
question.
You're the aggressor. Where's the self-defense?
Scrutinized and politicized. My involvement, like many others, came as a direct response to overwhelming hate, threats, and outside influence that have surrounded this case since day one. As we move
wonder why.
forward, I ask that you Pray for the Anthony family. Stand with us in the fight against white supremacy. Support the truth and due process. In other words, give us more fucking money.
Give us more money and then let us get away with it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Pay so we can get away with literal murder.
Yeah.
Like the
Ralph
OJ case all over
Bakshi
again,
wouldn't
except when
write
you're
shit.
guilty.
It's fucking egregious.
I mean, it's just the fucking audacity to basically come out here and beg for more money. I can't believe that they
And
got
guess
any in
what?
the first place, let alone as much as they did.
They'll, if they're really that devoted to the fucking humiliation rituals, they'll get away with it because it'll be too big a blow to them, like morale, to pass up. The question is, will this be one of those cases that causes things to crack?
Yeah, as Cole Summer says, what it means to be black in America, you have no idea how telling that is in the worst way possible. Yes, what it means to be black in America means that you can walk up to some dude from another school, stab him for no fucking reason, and raise $500,000. That's what it means to be black in America.
To get paid more than some people see in a lifetime for cutting someone's life short.
Yeah. It is
legit like the world conspired to give him every dollar that his victim would have earned.
Crazy. Yeah, that's what it means to be black in America. This is just so this guy, I did look him up. He is not black. He's Hispanic, despite the name Raghib.
Oh my God! Someone just sent me something on Twitter. Look at this.
I looked at this guy up before though. He's somewhere in South America, right? Hang on.
Oh, fuck.
Jesus Christ.
Don't tell me that's an actual account. Is that Halo's actual account?
Oh my God, I don't know. I'll pull that. Oh God. Okay, I've got a little bit of diversity stuff at the end, so I'll get to that. I'll save that. Holy shit!
Jesus,
wow, that's extreme. You'll see. So this guy was his background? Arrested for shoplifting at Target. He's Hispanic, or not Hispanic. He's South American of some sort. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, I did read that earlier. He's also gay, and he was just caught shoplifting at Target.
Fun fact: Raghib's name is an
Connecticut
Arabic word
Democrat,
meaning one who covets.
That's why I thought he was Arab at first. I was like, what the fuck is his name? Raghib.
It literally means greedy.
Oh my God, that's
means
astonishing.
Desirous or one who has strong desires.
During a recent visit to Bethel Target in Connecticut, 2 of my armloads of others were not scanned. L.A. Brennan wrote in a Facebook statement after he was charged with 6th-degree larceny for stealing from a Target store, I should say. I was in a rush to bring my items to my grandmother in the hospital. The store didn't have bags, and I was juggling multiple purchases, he continued.
If that were the case, you could just appeal to staff for help or something?
Well, I do not have a record. I take full responsibility for the error. I'm working the legal processes to resolve this matter quickly and respectfully. I respect the law and Target's right to enforce their loss prevention policy, and I remain committed to serving my community with transparency and integrity. Brennan was detained by Target loss prevention personnel who told police they recognized him from previous unreported larcenies. He was arrested after the police reviewed the security video showing him attempting to leave the store with $26.69 in unpaid merchandise.
Now, for you to not be able to just bribe this away on the spot as a celebrity is very fucking telling.
He's been in office since 2018.
In order to have done this so egregiously that they actually wanted to cause a fuss whilst working at a Target, I mean, let's face it, average person at Target probably not really getting paid that enough to deal with the kind of giga Karens that get into office.
I mean, good God, look at the other pick on the editor's pick over your article. LGBT pride group founder sentenced for string of sexual offenses against children. I don't even want to click on that.
Surely as the song
I got it from the
rise.
headline. Exactly, I got it from the headline. Let's move on to the Bob Vylan stuff now that Spoon is back. You are back, right, Spoon?
I am indeed. I had to get
Okie dokie. Yes.
Okay, I'll tap out. I'll tag out and get myself a drink refill whilst you're...
There we go.
So, have you been paying any attention to the Bob Vylan thing?
Is this the Rastafarian twat who... Yeah,
the guy with the dreads. Yeah, but it's interesting that you said that. That's how you described him. That's actually a great segue. I heard about that and I was like, yeah, whatever. The thing that heard from him that angered me was, I heard you want your country back, fuck you, to the English. And that was when I went, oh, fuck this guy.
Yeah.
What a piece of shit. I mean, him saying F the IDF, whatever. I don't really care.
No one cares about the IDF, no.
No, I don't care. And it's not, in that, it's a foreign military, right?
Yes.
Saying fuck your own military even isn't that big of a deal necessarily. I mean, the hippies been doing that for forever.
Especially if they suck.
Right. So that was a complete non-starter to me. Now that is what he's actually in trouble over, astonishingly, or not astonishingly, should be astonishingly. But that's what this guy's in trouble over. He was doing a show in Glastonbury, and he said, well, here, I'll just read it. I got this because I saw the Standard article, at least covers that strange dichotomy as what people were talking about this over versus what I found egregious about it. Let's see. Almighty row. Is left of the Glastonbury Festival is this almighty row over the Bob Vylan debacle. They were all thinking that the incendiary political material would keep coming from Kneecap. What is this? Is a little bit. Bobby Vylan, a pseudonym for the duo from Ipswich, who got the crowd going with chants of Palestine will be free, inshallah, before moving to an even more problematic chant, quote, how about this then, death of the IDF, and dutifully the crowd joined in. I don't think we need to bother ourselves unduly that they did. In a festival like this, the crowd will chant absolutely anything. Yep, sure, if Bob Vylan had called out Chucky Allah, the old IRA slogan, our day will come, the crowd would have chanted that too if they'd been able to pronounce it. Oh, I think I did an alright job. What do you think, Spoon? That is my Chucky Allah alright?
Bob
Anyway,
Vylan.
it's a play on Bob Dylan, right? Bob Vylan, get it?
Yeah, I know, but he just still sounds like a...
It's gay.
How long have we been on? An hour and a half? Yeah, he sounds like a fan.
Yes.
Yeah.
Here you go.
I feel much better now.
Here you go. Flan the Man for 5 says, I'm severely late. I can't wait for the Bill and Spoon makeup coitus. Oh, it was very short. It lasted about 5 seconds. You know? Quick.
Things like painful men. Shut up, Aiden.
Let's see, where was I? Anyone expecting ratiocination from... What's a big word? Wow, from a festival crowd isn't there. A little ratiocination from the BBC may have been in order, though, given that there seems to have been about 400 of them at the festival, was that no one thought to pull the plug on this particular act when it started to go in an entirely predictable direction. I don't think that's asking too much.
Yes, it is,
This is a Spectator article, by the way. This one showed up as like one of the only ones that I even saw talking about the other part, which is this part, okay? If we believe in free speech, we must defend the right of people to say provocative and asinine things. Talking of which, there has been a rather less fuss about the other bid to rouse his audience. Heard you want your country back. Ran one line. Ha, shut the fuck up. That came with on-stage backdrop of the line. This country was built on the backs of immigrants. What certainly wasn't...
That's just retarded.
Yes. Yes. Jesus Christ. And then they complain about Farage. But, like, this is at least one of the only articles I've seen that pointed this out, that it's kind of weird that was... I don't even care what their perspective on it was. It is a little bit odd that in England, that was just sort of looked over. Heard you want your country back, shut the fuck up. Comparative to...
By a foreigner.
Yes, comparatively to death to the IDF. Oh, no. I mean, he has English citizenship, right? This guy? Right, or the two guys, Ipswich. I don't know. Yeah, they're from Ipswich, right? So, or that's, I don't know, that's where they... Anyway, the reality is that now they're banned from the fucking US. Or at least they're not going to be allowed to tour in the US because of this. And again, not because of what I find most repulsive about what he said, which was, again, heard you want your country back, fuck you. No, it's over the fucking IDF's thing. State Department bans visas for English punk duo.
Yeah.
No, it has nothing to do with America or England. Punk duo Bob Vylan after Glastonbury performance. Free Palestine. That's the fucking issue.
See, this is why Scrum said the Jewish homeland is America. It's not Israel.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
No, it's the Volga.
Yeah.
I mean, okay, so State Department has banned English rap punk duo from performing in the U.S. after they appeared to lead a crowd and chant supporting besieged Gaza residents and wishing death upon Israeli forces, officials said Monday. Visas for Bob Vylan and his group of the same name were revoked in light of their hateful tirade at Glastonbury, including leading the crowd in death chants, State Department Secretary Christopher Landau said in the statement. And death of the IDF. From the river to the sea, Vylan could be seen saying on videos shared across social media, Palestine will be free. Inshallah, it will be free. Phrase from the river to the sea, we all know. Anywho, yes, the U.S. State Department also condemns the rappers, accusing them of fomenting hate. Foreigners who glorify violence and hatred are not welcome visitors to our country, Landau added. Vylan is scheduled to kick off a U.S. tour in October 24th in Spokane, with gigs in Seattle, etc., all on the West Coast. He's done some East Coast ones too. Minneapolis, Detroit, Boston, etc. Representatives for all of those U.S. venues could not be reached for comment, and messages left for the artist, whose real name is Pascal Robinson Foster.
I say.
That sounds very Australian.
It does sound very Australian, actually, yeah. Well, yeah, Foster.
Day in the life of a true Aussie can. Wake up, punch the wife.
That sounds very Irish.
No, yeah, that's that too.
Oh, domestic abuse, the grand life.
Everyone needs a national sport someday.
Vylan said his group was being targeted for speaking up and repeated calls for free Palestine.
From what?
Well, you know, from what?
They're just trying to goad the Jews into acting. After all, it is free Palestine. It's not expensive, is it?
Exactly.
Jesus.
Just change
Why
the
did
gimmick.
they took it? They kept saying it was free. You know?
It's just false advertising now, isn't it?
It is. They've got a point.
I only paid you what you wanted.
Yeah. How can you blame them for it? It's free.
We stuck to the wording of the contract. Being overly retentive about the wording of things wouldn't get us into trouble again, would it?
No, never.
Hold my chicken.
Oh my god. So this is really sad, but it's another one of just this fucking state of these lunatics on the, you know, like, obviously no love lost here for I'm no fan of excuse me. Of course, we are all enormous supporters of the nation of Israel here, but it's our favorite country. But no, I don't care for that shit. I also but I also can't stand these Hamas lunatics either. All right, I can't stand either one of them. They're all terrorists.
Both of these countries are shitty. Like, we don't care about either of them. It's over there. This is a place that has been violent and just filled with conflict for God knows how many centuries. It just is the way it is. The only time they were ever sort of sane and civilized is when they were under the boot of a superior power.
Yeah,
like the British, the Ottomans.
There's only one group of people fit to run the wider Jerusalem area, and that is, of course, people with leprosy.
Well, you may recall last month, a lunatic, illegal Egyptian in the U.S. lit a Molotov cocktail and threw it into this crowd of people doing the Free Palestine shit. You know. He is, and the woman who was one of the women who was a victim of the attack, an 82-year-old woman, she has now died. It was on.
Why the hell was an 82-year-old woman there?
Well, I don't know. I guess it was. I thought this was a couple weeks ago. It was just the other day. Holy shit!
I know that's not really the thing to focus on, but that's the thing that I just find quite.
Oh, I'm getting this confused with a different. There was a different Molotov attack like a couple weeks ago. This is a totally new one. Oh shit!
It's June 1st, not July.
Oh, June 1st. Yes, okay, I was right then. Oh, I started to think I was going crazy.
Well, you got to think of it this way. Who's going to be free to protest during the day? Students, unemployed people, and the elderly.
Yeah. Well, a lot of these things are full of old people because they don't have anything to do, and so they'll go up to these things. Yeah. Carala for 10 Canadian says, glad you two made up. That was and that it was a misunderstanding. Yeah, me too. Every prejudice I have has been given to me forcefully against my will by merely observing average accepted behavior of other groups. I know, right?
Basically all stereotypes.
It's just if you nudis, right?
Yeah.
And everyone does nudis, and if you don't nudis, then evolutionarily
Well, you can't
you're not designed to
notice
survive.
now. It's so bloody
Yeah.
obvious and in your face. It's repulsive.
What a horrible day to have eyes.
A century for that matter.
Ignorance really is bliss, motherfucker. I don't know what to tell you.
This
Yeah.
woman, this was
Which
an
is why
old
I'm trying
Jewish
to
woman
drink.
named. Oof. This was an old Jewish woman named Karen, but Jesus, like she went. This guy did just throw a fucking Molotov at her, right? And again, he's an illegal from Egypt.
I think
Was
protesters are
indicted
cringe.
on 12
but
federal hate crime counts.
Funnily enough, I don't think people that just because I think they're cringe, I don't think they deserve to be hit with fucking incendiaries.
Solomon's
Shit.
attorney, David Kraus.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Investigators say Solomon told them he intended to kill roughly 20 participants at the weekly demonstration. So yeah, he's a piece of shit. But if you would like extra information on how he's a piece of shit, I will elucidate. This guy is such a piece of fucking garbage. Again, illegal immigrant who's just allowed in the U.S. Oh wait, this is a different one, isn't it? This is a different guy?
Mhm.
It is. This is 70-year-old Hamad Ali Marie, another Egyptian. I just got them mixed up because they were both Egyptians and they kind of look similar if I'm being real here. He just
Really?
fucking kicked this dog. This was in Dulles Airport. He has been deported by the DHS after he kicked a CBP working beagle named Freddie at Dulles Airport on Tuesday. Freddie had detected prohibited agriculture in the man's luggage. He was kicked so hard he was lifted off the ground and suffered contusions to his rib area. According to CBP, the 70-year-old Hamad Ali Marie pled guilty during an initial appearance in the U.S. District Court to harming animals used in law enforcement. He was credited with time served, ordered to pay the vet's fees, and to immediately report to CBP for removal from the United States. Okay, goodbye. Bye. Get fucked, piece of shit. He looks a lot like the other Egyptian guy that they fucking related. Poor dog. Poor Freddy. At least he's okay. But fuck these people. And, like, they can all go the fuck back where they came from. Speaking of, the DHS has terminated Haiti's temporary asylum seeker thing that they had going on from last year. Encourages Haitians to obtain lawful status. Kristi Noem today announced that. Yeah. I know.
But it's just
They're
the
just gonna.
gayest thing. Oh, look, come here
It's
legally.
nothing.
How? No. You don't
No,
belong in
don't.
America, period. It has nothing to do with legal status. You are not fit to be on American soil because you are not Western. End of story.
Yes, and it's like they're. Well, in this case, there was another environmental disaster in Haiti, right? Which there are all the time.
There's more people
I mean,
now?
Haiti. Well, that's why they were. These are people who came over last year.
Now, now the issue is over, and you can fuck off back home.
They've
there you
now
go.
determined that yes, Haiti is I guess as rebuilt as Haiti gets, so they need to go home. But
Does barbecue still run the place?
I don't know who runs Haiti anymore.
Because the last time I thought was some dude called like barbecue.
I don't
Some
think it was.
warlord.
Was it?
So cool because he
Yes.
was a cannibal.
Is it
Yes.
really?
Yeah, that's a dude. Like, there's literally a literal warlord with a nickname Barbecue running the place. You didn't know this?
What the?
Like literally
No.
1-to-1, just black cook from New Vegas.
Whoa, for real?
Yeah.
Holy shit! Jimmy Sherry's. I should be able to pronounce it after looking at nothing but French shit for 2 months.
Let me see.
Cherizier.
What is it?
Cherizier, Bill. I think it's Cherizier. Yeah,
Cherizier.
barbecue. Nickname barbecue. Here, I'll
Yeah.
post it. Whoops, that's not it.
I know it sounds completely insane.
It's fucking crazy. Haitian gang leader, former political officer, and warlord who's the head of the revolutionary forces. Yeah. Barbecue. Great.
Good, yeah.
But, alright, at least, I mean, I hope they actually make them go home and don't let them stick around as they try to obtain lawful status, I suppose, right? And also, related news, as I mentioned earlier, Trump is doing what I expected. Peace plan is out. Every U.S. president would have killed for this deal, says the Western Journal, which is insanely pro-Israel. Thursday report from Israeli media leaked potential details, again, so take this all with a lot of salt. of a U.S. brokered ceasefire between the Jewish state and ruling authorities in Gaza, and if it happens, Trump will have accomplished what every president since Jimmy Carter has been dreaming of. The question is, can he and Benjamin Netanyahu pull it off? The plan was reported by Israel Hayom on Thursday and discussed a series of fundamental principles that both Trump and Netanyahu agreed to in regards to resolving the conflict. The call between Trump and Bibi, which happened in the wake of America's successful attack on Iran's nuclear facilities. I'm not so sure about that one, by the way, guys. Also included U.S. Secretary of State Marco Rubio and Israeli Minister of Strategic Affairs Ron Dermer. The source said that all participants were experiencing...
That may be true. There might have been a successful attack on the facilities.
Yes.
But that doesn't mean any of the equipment was damaged. So just be careful with how that's phrased.
Yes. Yes. The source said all participants were experiencing euphoria. Oh my god. In this moment, I'm truly euphoric.
Oh god, that's an actual meme.
Yeah. What the fuck? Bro, Reddit, fuck off. I just want to look at the picture. There it is.
Doesn't matter, it's gonna still send you through the fucking Imgur.
It's just send me through to Imgur.
Everything about this, like the jeans, the jacket, the Sonic the Hedgehog shirt, the use of the word phony, like it's fucking Catcher in the Rye. The fact that he looks simultaneously 14 and 47.
Oh my god.
The fact that everything is very slightly canted.
I can't ever hear the word euphoria and not think of that meme. There were 5 points that were laid out by the parties, as per Israel Hayom, whatever. Gaza hostilities will conclude within 2 weeks. Ending conditions will encompass 4 Arab nations, including Egypt and the UAE, to administer to the Gaza Strip, replacing the murderous Hamas terrorist organization. The remaining Hamas leadership will face exile to other countries while the hostages gain freedom. Multiple nations globally will accept numerous Gaza inhabitants seeking emigration. Oh, so guess who this is all benefiting massively is Israel. Wowee. Yep. Abraham Accords expansion will bring Syria, Saudi Arabia... What?
Shocker. It's a joke.
Oh. Abraham Accords expansion will bring Syria, Saudi Arabia, and additional Arab and Muslim countries to recognize Israel and establish official relations. Oh, so in that... If this is true,
everything is in
Israel gets everything it wants.
Hamas, I would remind you, is a democratically elected organization.
Yeah,
yes.
True.
They were actually elected to rule over Gaza.
So far, all for Israel. Iran has nothing. Well, I mean, like, no one has anything to gain from this but Israel.
Yeah, no country would ever in the Middle East.
Like, if this is supposed to cool tensions in the Middle East.
Now, Saudi Arabia's been on the cusp of recognizing Israel for years now. And
I'm bringing up Iran, too, because Trump talked some shit about Iran the other day, okay? So he's had a call with Bibi, and he's been told, I just wish he'd stuck with it. If he could have just stuck to, they don't know what the fuck they're doing, and been, or at least dealt with, at that point, the only one who was being at least slightly reasonable and not fucking giving him a runaround and using him like a puppet, which would be Iran, out of the 2 nations in conflict, that would have been fine by me. However, here we are. Israel will declare its willingness for future Palestinian conflict resolution under the 2 states concept contingent upon the Palestinian Authority reforms. Yeah, well, that's never gonna fucking happen. That's where we were at before October, or was it 7th, you know? Right back to the, at some point, yes, 2-state solution someday, just keep waiting, Goyim. The United States will acknowledge...
This is after a ceasefire in which Israel was allowed 12 extra hours to fling every fucking munition they had at Iran.
Right. Oh, it's so infuriating. The United States will acknowledge limited Israeli sovereignty implementation in Judea and Samaria.
In other words, just pretty much admit that Israel's got claim to the land.
Pretty much.
That is, you are backing the Israeli claim to the land. So this is, if this were to go through, this would be catastrophic for the region.
Yes, I know, Killdozer. Trump uses the carrot and stick. Aiden, I wish Trump would just use the stick on my enemies. This is cucking, if true. This is not using the carrot. This is giving them everything that they want.
And
you know?
if we do not call it what it is, which is cuckery, it will be allowed to fucking go through.
Now,
Because-
again,
but
I pointed out
Trump-
the source of this. And we know that these people lie.
Alternately, this is what
Okay.
they were told to keep them sweet, and the stuff that's going in
Maybe,
in
yes.
Gaza or Iran's favor is all being kind of omitted from their version of events.
Yeah. Now, we'll see what it ends up being. Again, there's, we'll have to see what happens. But then, Trump also remembered to get mad at Iran sometime after. This is June 27th, right? That this is leaked. And then this one is on also the 27th. So do you see what I mean in terms of me being a little like what someone got a talking to? So who wants to do the Trump voice? Spoon? You want to do Trump?
No, that's
Jesus
Trump's
fuck,
voice.
this is laid out like shit. It's just a block of text.
I mean, it's not in all caps. That's astonishing.
Yeah, that makes
I
you
don't-
think
I
it's
don't think
not
I've-
Trump who wrote it.
Yeah.
Like, this does not look like a Trump truth. Trump
No,
types
not
in,
at all.
does Trump
Trump always
that's actually
types
a
in
good
caps.
point. That's actually a good point. Is there any other post that he's made that isn't in all caps? No, he does. But look, like most of them are in all
block,
like,
usually it's in block capital with double spacing.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's how you know it's Trump writing it.
Because he refused. It's most of these are like retruths or what the fuck ever. But
I
I'm
wonder
going too
if-
fast.
I wonder if Trump has somebody who manages his account.
Oh, of course
But
he does.
but then he also has like that one right there.
Look at
The
this
big,
one.
beautiful
This
deal.
one's
Like,
Trump.
Yes,
Yes.
that's
The
Trump.
one big beautiful deal is all about growth.
Oh, just don't do the Trump voice. Do
Do the retarded text to speech.
what is it? What was the name of the character from D&D or from Pathfinder game who had that voice?
Oh god, who
The Hank Hill character from our Pathfinder
Economic
game.
Renaissance.
You know the
Oh, no,
voice though.
Udex spoke. This was just a straight up Hank Hill impression.
I thought there was another one where it was like a bit more robotic, like the text to speech.
I
That you
can't
did that
remember
with.
who it was.
I don't know. You want to do that one
that
for
a lot,
Trump?
actually.
What the robotic?
I was sounding like a speak and spell. Like that's not your real voice. Like yeah, it is. This is just what I sound like.
Dude, I mean, I get it on every video, and it's so weird. I'm editing this massive fucking documentary that I've been working on, where I've actually cut out like a lot of the jokes that Bill wrote for it, only because I really want it to like hit home some of the stuff, but then I go like, if I don't put the jokes in, people are more likely to think I'm a fucking AI. So it never ends. So who wants to read Trump's castigation of Khamenei?
Why would the so-called supreme leader
There you go.
Ayatollah Ali Khamenei of the war-torn Iran say so blatantly and foolishly that we won the war with Israel, when he knows this statement is a lie? It is not so. As a man of great fuck, I fucking keep a straight faith. As a man of great faith, he is not supposed to lie. I'm sorry. Pajit wrote this 1,000,000%. Vivek is typing.
This does not sound like Trump at all. Yeah.
His country was decimated. His three evil nuclear sites obliterated.
Wait,
and I knew exactly where he was sheltered.
Wait a minute. I'm changing my mind. I think part of this was written by Trump, and then someone took his phone and finished the rest
Do
of
not
it.
let Israel or the United States Armed Forces, by far the greatest and most powerful terminate his life. I saved him from a very ugly and ignominious death.
Ignominious, bro.
Ignominious. Trump does not know what that means.
No.
And he just allowed to say, "Thank you, Mr. President Trump."
He forgot to say thank you.
In fact, in the final act of the war, I demanded that Israel bring back a very large group of planes, which were heading directly to Tehran. Looking for a big day, perhaps the final lockout. So basically, just pretty much just straight up said, like, oh yeah, Israel was about to essentially just nuke Iran, or else. Hit it with
Apparently.
enough munitions that it might as well have been a nuclear device.
That's what he's saying. Yeah. Tremendous damage would have ensued, and many Iranians would have been killed. It was going to be the biggest attack of the war by far. During the last few days, I was working on the possible removal of sanctions and other things, which could have given a much better chance to Iran at a full, fast, and complete recovery. The sanctions are biting, but no. Instead, I get hit with a statement of anger, hatred, and disgust, and immediately dropped all work on sanction relief and more. Iran has to get back into the world order flow of things. What interesting. Or things will get even worse for them. They are always so angry, hostile, senile and unhappy, and look at what it's gotten them. A burned out, blown up country with no future, a decimated military, a horrible economy, and death all around them. They have no hope. It will only get worse.
This tweet sounds like the entire mainstream media of Russia versus Ukraine, with them just glazing Ukraine constantly as if it was in any way real, and over the course of several months. Actually, no, Russia is kicking the shit out of Ukraine because Russia is like 10 times the fucking size. The same way that Israel is tiny, Iran is massive, and it has fighting capability way, way above what the American press will ever admit to. I mean, even Trump admitted
and the 200 grand a day Iron Dome literally just does not work.
Bro, Phil, Celtic Perspective says that World Order Flow is just Tony Blair doing Dracula Flow. I need this now. I need tone flow. I need to see what this
is like. Does anyone remember the whole ceasefire thing? Like if Israel was really kicking the shit out of Iran, why would you go for a ceasefire?
Yeah. And they had a 12-hour extra firing on their side, and they still couldn't make the attack stick.
It's because Iran was kicking the shit out of Israel, and everyone they basically knows this.
It was unbelievable, though, the fucking audacity of these Israelis to do what they did that caused the they don't know what the fuck they're doing bit, which is that, like, okay, no more attacking, and Israel just keeps on attacking. They're just like, you said that
they were even given like 12-hour trailing off time to just like get anything that was any missions already in process and trail off. Instead, they massively increased the output of their artillery and long-range like batteries. I think that they had, because Iran's hands were literally being held flat so that Israel could throw haymakers into their head, and they still couldn't get a successful victory out of it.
From what I could tell with the Dome is that it was really prepped apparently for basically like on the ground bazooka missiles. It wasn't meant to combat things like ballistic missiles.
They built a $200,000 a day anti-missile system to only work against, let's face it, like Gazan handheld rockets.
Yes. Yeah. So well, I mean, intergalactic ballistic missiles. Like, oh yeah, shit.
Intergalactic.
Sorry.
Intergalactic. Planetary. Planetary. Intergalactic.
Oh, Beastie Boys are Jews.
I've had a few things. No, just the ballistic missiles, and all of a sudden, oh crap, it doesn't work anymore. Like, yeah, because maybe it wasn't prepared for this kind of fucking tech.
It was not. It was in fact not designed for long-range missiles like it was meant to be. It was instead designed to handle basic bitch handheld munitions.
Yes.
So you developed a device that it burns more money than God, and what it does is it defends you from the rocket equivalent of.
This goes to show you how stupid the Israelis are. Like, why the hell would you attack someone that's a 90 million people population?
They can run that incredibly expensive. Which, by the way,
it's like having it's like I have developed this personal shield technology that will defend me from bullets. It only works up to 22.
It would defend me against fucking spears. Do you know what I mean? Compare, like in the military, I have developed Iron Man level technology to defend myself against pointed sticks when my neighbors have ICBMs. Do you know what I mean?
Like when the Iron Dome was like kind of shown to the public, they sold it as if it basically made Israel immune to all like missile fire. I would have thought it would have been easier to intercept, non-hypersonic long-range missiles that are fucking colossal, rather than, something that can fit in a rucksack.
Yeah. Oh, Mr. Richlow Pitch for two says, this is Bill reporting a 1920s baseball game. It did sound a bit like that. Cold War Mike for two says, the Iron Dome's a glorified trophy system. Yeah, pretty much. But, you see why I'm... Well, no, actually, it goes to what Karala said here for 5, which was, in my opinion, it's obvious the whole Iran strike was some choreographed saber-rattling between Iran and the U.S. in order to placate the Israelis for now. Yeah. And this is also... But if that's the deal, again, I wouldn't trust that that's accurate, because that's coming from the Israelis, right?
I thought that was. I don't know if it was with the Israelis. I mean, I heard this from several people on Judge Andrew Napolitano. I heard it from
those stipulations for the piece that I just had up a minute ago before this.
No. The gimmick that it is just puppet theater. The placation.
Oh, absolutely. That part's true, and then which is, like I said, I'm dubious about because of the origins of those claims of what the piece. If that shit's true, then no, this is just total placation to not. It's not placation to Israel. This is total submission to Israel. I'd say if those are true, and it disturbs me that on the same day that that comes out, that leak, Trump also saber rattles at Iran again a little bit. I don't know. Again, it might just be maybe he is just telling them stuff. And look, Trump really pleasantly surprised me with this. So I'm willing to give him the benefit of the doubt that he's handling it carefully and he's not just going to cuck to Bibi. But I'm just don't ever want to get my hopes up on shit. Always trying to be a little bit, curbing my enthusiasm. Rep Bartholomew Cheesington for 5 says, the second my generation gets into politics, that dome falls. If you're a Zoomer, yeah, probably. The Zoomies have no, I think the support for Israel amongst the Zoomer generation is exceptionally low. Mr. Spenzar for 5 says, I think that's right, Spenzar? Yeah, okay, I got it. Took my kids, 2 kids, both girls under 2, to the park downtown in Canada today. For Canada Day, I could count the whites on my hands. I'm becoming a Super Saiyan racist. Bro, I can only imagine. But I just saw a post about that on Twitter, too, where it's like, any place you go, it's just all... It was, who said it? I don't remember now who said it. It was just some prominent figure.
Episode dedicated to this.
It was about how anywhere you go in England, there's just, in particular, but it's everywhere. Any place you go, it's full of fucking immigrants.
Just remember,
it's the same way in the US, yes.
If you feel like you hate places like India too much, just remember they could send 200 million people to every country on Earth and still have over 1 billion left.
Speaking of shitholes. Wait. I need to go back for a second before we show it to you. Ilhan Omar has actually come out and wished Happy Independence Day. Which is a little bit early. That's because she wished Happy Independence Day to Somalia. My God.
Isn't Somalia currently in 2 pieces?
Somalia is a complete fucking wreck of a country. And on July 1st, just 3 days away from American Independence Day,
Independence from what? Western civilization that you fucked off to join again, you stupid bitch.
Right. Why don't you go back? Well, she's not from Somalia, is she? Oh, yes, she is. She's
I would remind you that currently Somalia is not an intact country. There's like 3 different sub-countries. I think prior to the 1991, when it's called the Barre regime caused a civil war and split the whole thing up into 3, which is Republic of Somalia, Somaliland, and Puntland.
But here's what she had to say regarding the United States Independence Day in 2018. We shouldn't revise history. We're a country,
Who's we?
Who is we, exactly? We're a country built on stolen land and the backs of slaves. Independence Day allows us to reflect on how far we've come and how much further we have to go. Leveraging our voice to fight for justice is as American as it gets. Happy 4th of July. No other words about Somalia there, Ilhan.
Oh yeah, because when I build a country, you know where I like to build it? On the place that can't support a family of 5.
Or 2.
Of course, right.
Or any for that matter.
Right, yeah. In better news, a joint task force letter to Harvard University concerning nudist a violation. Now, this is...
Scroll up, what?
Okay, Harvard is... They are at risk of losing all their federal funding at this point.
Woo!
Yeah, I would say woo, but why do you think it is? For what reason is Harvard about to... Don't read the screen. Don't read it.
I would imagine... No. From previous interactions with this particular store, I would imagine it's because they're critical of the Jews.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, of course.
Who could it be now?
Isn't her husband white, Kevin? Yes, Ilhan Omar's husband is white.
Which one?
White. Yeah, which one? Not her brother. I think a boyfriend. I don't think... Did she get remarried in the U.S.?
I don't know.
Her boyfriend or whatever. Every single one of those squad members. I'm pretty sure that her boyfriend is white, though, or whatever, because every single one of the squad members has a white boyfriend and or husband.
One of them doesn't. I think Rashida
Really?
doesn't. Yes.
Rashida Tlaib, yeah.
Yes. But AOC obviously does. Like AOC's boyfriend looks like hilariously like pasty. He looks like a discount like Tesco value version of Prince Harry. It's actually really funny.
Yeah, Tesco's. Yeah.
And she does look like a Tesco Valley version of Merkel.
Yes.
Yeah.
So Harvard is at risk of losing all of their federal funding because of anti-Semitism. So, notice of violation. Dear Mr. Garber, Harvard holds the right. It was a regrettable. Well, the regrettable distinction. I don't want them to get any federal funding. I mean, it's ridiculous.
Yeah, there should be no college should receive federal funding ever. Like that's the ideal. But let's be real for a second. Like, if you want to have a competent civilization that actually adds value to the land mass and the people, then there should be some state investment.
Yeah,
really. Like if
you're just gonna say, if you want a country that functions, don't invite the Jews.
Well, more like
I mean,
that works
Spain
in a country
proved that once you get rid of them, the country really starts thriving. So yeah.
And it was after they got knocked over by the Dutch for all the money.
That kind of stuff works in high-trust, homogenous societies. America is anything but a high-trust, homogenous society. It was at one point, but not anymore.
What is? Well, the good white man was in charge, and everyone else knew their place.
But you can have those kinds of backings for the government for public-private institutions like universities when you have a high-trust, largely homogenous society.
I think also when you just have more competent people in charge. Like, I mean, look at NASA.
True.
They managed to convince the entire world they landed on the moon. That's fucking impressive. In case you people didn't catch that, I do not believe America landed on the moon. I think that's a crock of shit.
Nukes aren't real.
I've watched documentaries on it and such.
I just don't believe they passed through the Van Allen belt. To this day, they still can't. So why the fucking hell would they be able to do it? Like, and also, did you see the phone? The phone call that supposedly fucking the president? So like, fuck off. I don't believe that shit for a damn second. Get the fuck out of here. I
really want us to have landed on the moon. Okay, so that's like, I really want that one to be real. Don't take that one from me.
Do you know what's my favorite one?
My Star Trek nerd brain. I really want that one to be real.
Are you about to bring up the Stanley Kubrick joke?
No, it's not just that. I wish I could find this meme, but there was it was a picture of like, this is what landed on the moon in like the 1960s, and like, this is the amount, and this was like sort of the vehicle that transported the signal, and this is what transports a signal just on a state basis, and the state satellite is fucking huge, and the one that transported the signal from the fucking moon is the fucking tiny. And I just remember like, yeah, that's a good fucking point.
Yeah, here's the thing with the moon landings faked thing, is that I'm pretty fucking sure that we have. However, I think that the very famous moon landing footage, the initial stuff was faked. Because that was all Cold War propaganda shit.
Yes.
That being said, we have been to the moon. We have International Space Station, and we have lots of satellites up there, okay? The initial moon landing, I believe that the footage was filmed on a Hollywood studio set, because everything says that it was. I mean, all the evidence points to that being filmed in a Hollywood studio lot.
What kind of
However, we did eventually land on the moon.
I think it's equally likely that it's all a bunch of horseshit, and that it's just like some kind of weird Masonic fucking conspiracy to, trick people into thinking that the Americans have gotten more tech than they have. I think it's equally likely that we just have a bunch of tech that we're not meant to know about that would actually make space travel completely like easy, and that they've just been holding out on us to get more funding.
Yeah, I actually find that one probably most plausible. Just considering the sketchiness of who's involved.
If people found out you could just fuck off to Mars, imagine how the one place uncorrupted by capitalism. Space! You need that little intake of breath as he tries not to fucking laugh.
It's so good.
What's next, Spoon? Is the Earth flat? Like, no, that's fucking retarded.
Oh no! At this point, I'm
gonna load at this guy. He thinks the Earth is round.
Is this the one thing that people think is like me pushing boundaries? Is that I don't believe in the moon landing? Why the fuck would I trust the U.S. government? Their track record is complete arse.
Next thing you'll be telling me nukes are real, bro. Have you heard the nukes aren't real theory? It's actually quite compelling.
Simply for the fact that Hiroshima is livable currently.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
Even so-
that the minimum, like the blast radius of the nuke is in fact significantly larger than the operational range of the plane that dropped it.
The idea is that it's not they're not as powerful as they appear to be, essentially.
Alternately, maybe it's actually way more powerful than we realize.
Yeah, you believe in the moon. Yeah, are birds real now? You know.
I'm inclined to think that our tech level is actually way higher than we think it is, and that they've been holding out on us to make us keep fighting these dumb little brother wars to keep us dumb.
Probably. So, Harvard, okay. The enclosed notice of violation details the findings of fact, supporting the conclusion that Harvard has been, in some cases, deliberately indifferent, and others has been a willful participant in anti-Semitic harassment of Jewish students, faculty, and staff. For example, the majority of Jewish students reported experiencing negative bias or discrimination on campus, while a quarter feel physically unsafe. What happens if white people say that they feel that they have discrimination on campus? No issues there.
Those numbers seem grotesquely inflated, if not a complete hoax.
Right. Jewish and Israeli students were assaulted and spit on. They hid their kippahs for fear of being harassed, and concealed their Jewish identity from classmates for fear of ostracization. Images were widely circulated amongst the Harvard community that trafficked in obvious anti-Semitic tropes. There was a thing on Twitter of a girl being like, "Oh, I'm gonna."
You could just look at Richard Hanani and tell he's fucked up.
Right. Oh my God. Okay, I saw one of the best AI videos. We'll get to it in a minute. I have such a good AI video. I posted it in the group.
Is it the one of Peterson getting money?
Yeah. There you go. It's such a good AI video. You know what I was talking about, right? Yeah. But I also saw one where this girl was like, "Oh, I wear this Star of David so everyone knows I'm Jewish and that I'm not afraid of them." And it's just like everyone's like, "You don't have to wear the star." We can tell. The campus was racked by. Oh yeah, she just had like very stereotypically Jewish features. Yeah, she wasn't ugly or anything. She just had very stereotypically Jewish features. Campus was vandalized with anti-Semitic stickers, including one that showed the Israeli flag with a swastika in place of the Star of David. Campus was racked by demonstrators. It's so bizarre that the left, in their inability to shed themselves of the calling everyone a Nazi, like oversimplification of cucked sidesism politics, still has decided that now that they hate the Jews, to also call them Nazis. And there's just I'll never get over the irony in that, you know. And it's astonishing that they're able to not see it themselves, but it's the left, you know. Not that the right's much better, but yeah, and, you know, the problem with hypocrisy is everyone's a hypocrite, and to a certain extent on certain things. So it's pointless to get bogged down in calling out others' hypocrisy. It sure is fun, though. In the heart of campus, overrun by an impermissible multi-week encampment that instilled fear and disrupted the studies of Jewish and Israeli students. Blah, 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 blah. Failure to institute adequate changes immediately will result in the loss of all federal financial resources to continue to affect Harvard's relationship with the federal government. Harvard may, of course, continue to operate free of federal privileges, and perhaps such an opportunity will spur commitment to excellence that will help Harvard thrive once again. So, there you go.
I do believe that this was written by Trump, because it's insanely backhanded.
This is not Trump. This is Alan Garber. Or no, that's the president of Harvard. This was by... Who wrote this? HHS president. All right, this is Health and Human Services. Harmeet K. Dillon. Harmeet is the Assistant Attorney General for Civil Rights. Josh Gruenbaum. Sean Kevenny. That's Irish. And Thomas Wheeler.
No relation.
To Joey Wheeler?
I hope not.
Oh, wait, actually, that's a perfect segue into Jordan Peterson. Has cried. Now, the thing is, guys, I've already seen this clip, and even after watching it, I have no earthly idea why he's crying. I really don't know, but it's truly bizarre. Like, he's just gone completely off the res. However, I did want to play this little edit that I have. Because I don't know, I've listened to it, and I don't really think it has necessarily... Is he crying about Israel in this? I just saw this... I'm going to play this just because this is some of the best AI I've actually ever seen in terms of this looks very real.
Kind of turns into Mel Brooks a little bit there. I had
I
they
like
choose
how
the
he
kick a
becomes
Chad
more
Rabbi.
Jewish, the more he turns to the right.
Yeah, he just turns to Mel Brooks. Or Lloyd Kaufman.
Yeah.
He's a spitting image of Lloyd Kaufman in that. Holy shit.
Oh wow, we. Anyway, here's Jordan Peterson crying for some reason.
So you have been visited by the Rabbi of Wealth. Good funding and resources will come your way, but only if you comment "Thanks, Rabbi Sheckelblatt" in the chat below.
It's Rabbi Sheckelblatt.
The adventure of life justifies its suffering, and it's maximized with maximal responsibility.
That man is off his tits.
He's
Holy
gotta
shit.
be. Just
That was the most
unbelievable.
drug addict thing I've ever heard in my
I
life.
said this, I think, in the I don't remember where I said this, but that when this guy who's, a well-dressed, allegedly respected professor, and he was crying because about, freedom of expression in Canada, it was jarring. But it made me, you want to listen to what he had to say, because it's like, oh my god, it's a grown, respectable professor who's crying. This must be a very serious thing he's talking about. And now he cries to the point where I don't even know what he's crying about. And which is so fucking, it's so
Jarring.
uncomfortable. Yes, that's why I said it was jarring at first, and it's what got him attention. Like, oh my god, this guy, you've brought him to tears. It must be serious. But no, he cries at literally anything now. Dude, his brain is fried from all those drugs he was on and shit. Holy fuck, listen to this.
Maximized with truth, because if you tell the truth, what should happen as a consequence of the truth makes itself manifest in the world. And that's the best possible outcome. But it's also the most adventurous thing that you can do, the most exciting thing you can do, hands down. There's nothing that compares to it. That pathway of maximal responsibility, voluntary responsibility.
I mean, like, you tell me when you have any goddamn clue what the fuck he's even talking about. It is. He is doing his enjoy flow.
I mean, I understand what he's trying to say.
I guess. It keeps going. I just don't understand this level of emotionality.
No.
And I understand
his
that
point is very
Okay.
simple, but why he's trying to make it word salady, I don't.
Yeah, what's his
No.
point then here?
Well, his point is basically this: that you should be responsible, because
Yeah, I
through
suppose.
responsibility, that you basically you create a world through responsible action. It's a very traditional message, but he's just making it sound, well, kind of cringy and gay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Play at a religious level. I understand that that's the symbolic world on which our productive and peaceful culture was properly founded. And I've seen the effect of communicating that to people, thousands of people. And it's a
Here's just like he doesn't even know how to react to this. I wouldn't know how to react to this.
great privilege to serve that role, but it's also overwhelming.
Yeah, I can tell.
I think it is one of the things that made me, I was ill for quite a long time. And I think that was part of the reason, just seeing this, like this malaise so deep, and that's also so easily addressed.
Oh my god, you're holy shit.
Has Peterson been
MEYA4B.
drinking? Because man, he looks
Red.
sauce
He is
off his
becoming a
face.
lobster. Remember all the lobster
Yeah.
posting? He has
I
now
guarantee
become the
you,
lobster.
I am currently more tanked than he is. I've actually, Jesus, I've had a fair
You
bit
know,
of-
right?
I've had a
Holy
fair
shit,
bit of
man.
makers for it. I'm looking at my makers like, God damn, I've polished off a fair bit of this in a short amount of time. I'm
Bro,
surprised.
I did get so
actually.
stressed. I got so stressed that after last week, I actually did. I had a little bit to drink. I was bad. I
Sorry
broke
about
my
that,
sobriety
actually.
a little. That's all right. It's all right. I didn't.
Yes,
I didn't have
you
much.
actually heard me apologize to Aiden.
I know.
That's
Spoon has
horrifying, by the
apologized,
way.
and Spoon has apologized. For everything, and I've apologized as well for my misgivings too. We're
The
all
funniest
everything
thing,
is
the
copacetic and
the
happy
funniest
friends
thing
now.
about all of this is that I messaged Aiden. I just said to her, I have to know this, Aiden. Did you essentially stay quiet? Was the driving force behind your inaction essentially, well, Spoon must know how to do this because he's monetized on YouTube himself. And she went, yeah, basically. I went, wow, your site starts to make a hell of a lot more fucking sense all of a sudden.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, that actually is the reason why Aiden did nothing. It's because she just went like, well, this takes like 2 minutes to do, Spoon. What the fuck is wrong with you? And that's basically it. That was the entire Aiden side of the saga. Like, wow, that makes a lot more fucking sense now.
Yeah. His granddaughter, Mr. Spenzar, I'm sorry, I still have to get used to saying that, for 5 Canadians, says his granddaughter nearly died from complications of heart recently. If he's more emotional than usual, that's probably why. Which is understandable, that he probably shouldn't go on TV then. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
On Piers Morgan. Good God.
Just in a sense, it's that paradoxical combination of depth of suffering and ease of rectification, and I kind of understood what the conservatives have done wrong all along,
I have to ask, is he reading?
I don't know.
He's looking at the camera. If I'm looking at his eyes, it's like
they're really
held
focused.
hostage.
They're not like looking far away, like if he was just reminiscing or if he was
Also,
just
I can't
vibing.
not look at his eyebrows.
Dusty.
Yeah, his
Oh my
eyebrows
God,
are like
whoa!
weird little like Japanese like noblewoman eyebrows, and he's really focused on something just off camera. Like he's like I said, like he's reading.
He's
off
reading
the keyboard.
something, yeah.
It does
this is
look like it.
blithering fucking retard talk. Like it's.
Again, it's those benzos, man. Drove him
I
like absolutely out of his mind.
I wonder
And then
if
he's off
someone's
screen
got
with a gun. Yeah, I would not be surprised by that. Actually.
I do actually wonder if he's had a relapse or something, considering the stress he's under.
Well, no, the thing is that, there was a study I read, came across fairly recently that shows that most people can smoke weed and be perfectly fine. They just get munchies and chill out. But some people have really averse reactions to marijuana, particularly like heavy users, and get schizophrenic. Yeah, there was a study that came out, like meta-analysis that came out about that recently. And the reality is that sometimes mind-altering drugs can just break your brain forever. And he was on, we know he was on benzos, he was on all kinds of shit. And sometimes people never, even when they get off the stuff,
It knocks something loose.
They've
I'm
done so
amazed-
much damage,
I'm actually amazed that no one actually blamed the Russians for fucking him up.
Really?
I'm surprised there was never a narrative, yeah.
Well, I
Of all
guess
the
like
shit that the Russians could do, like fucking up is not one on that list.
Well,
I just find that funny.
the anti-Russian narrative is the left's narrative. So why would they blame? I guess I don't know. Maybe that would.
But he's a right-wing
I guess it's
person.
right. And I guess they would think, why would they betray one of their own or something? I don't know. I'm sure some leftoid has concocted such a theory before.
Explains James
Maybe
Lindsay.
it's true.
That actually does explain James Lindsay. I do think James Lindsay's been a shitload of drugs.
I mean, I don't know what else would explain James Lindsay.
Oh, someone did tell me. Someone gave me. I can't remember who, but they gave me a pitch for this, which is that he's trying to cash in his capital to get back into academic circles by essentially offering himself.
That's
up as,
clear.
like, a basic bitch.
Yeah, that's real clear to
I
me.
do. Yeah, I do actually think that's very much the case because my God, no one with any self-respect would take James Lindsay seriously. He's a fucking spastic. But I think it was Scrump who told me that because if you look at who he's signaling,
Are you sure it wasn't me who told you that? Because that's exactly my opinion. But if it's the same as Scrumpzone, I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah, it might have been either one of you two, but it's more the sense of who he's that part was Scrumps because I remember I remember talking about this that he will skate away because who he's signaling to is not the masses; it's to people in inner circles, which makes sense. But he still comes off like a spastic to everybody else. He's still talking about the woke right thing, which is just fucking hilarious.
Yeah, which is incredibly cringe. So
Yes.
what possible drugs? I've got lean.
Lean's
No.
a good pick. He's a bit red in the face for lean.
What
Lindsay
drugs?
or Peterson?
Yes.
Perk 30.
Or benzos, back on the bennies. What
Okay, hear me.
else?
That's a good name for a band. Back on the Bennies. That's fucking good. That's a good band of stoners.
I'm on 14 Benadryl fighting the Hat Man. Give me my fucking money.
Say bennies or Benadryl. That's
My guess is
lean.
My guess is Benadryl.
Do you guys reckon Peterson's
Benadryl's not
on
lean.
with medication and
That's
drugs?
just
Yeah,
good.
he's definitely on something. I don't know what. but-
That's a very wide pool. There's a lot of options there.
Benny's lean. You need one more that just says yes.
I almost left the yes. Holy shit.
I'm gonna go with Benny's personally.
Can't
No.
believe that Jordan Peterson died of ligma.
I know. Terrible.
They tend
Many
to
such cases.
moralize in a finger wagging way. You know, you should
30.
do this. You should do that.
30, yeah.
There's truth in that. You know, that
I'm a
imposition
Perk 30
of
drink a sip of
mature
mud.
structure on immature.
See, now he's looking up.
Hedonism.
Yeah.
Why is he
disunion,
constantly
and
staring like above the
disorientation.
camera? It's
But
really jarring.
I know what
That's
he's
not
on.
normal.
Guys, never mind. I have to hang on. I actually know the answer to this
Coke?
question because
Are you
I've
about to bring
seen
up
this
Rama Rama?
behavior. No, I've seen this behavior. I've
Oh, look
seen
at the
this
lights, it's the
exact
fucking ceiling
behavior.
cats.
It's the ceiling cats. Motherfucker saw the ceiling cats.
He's
he
on
is on
with it.
cocaine.
Okay.
hang on. Ceiling cats.
Because when you're on
Meme I should
when
know
you're
about.
when you're on coke, you start doing like stimming behavior. So you do shit like what autists do, which is where they look at the
Okay, one
lights.
moment.
They will look at the lights because the stimulation of their eyeballs like makes
Yeah,
them
yeah,
calm down. So
Yeah, it's in this stream. I just gotta
Nitrous
find where it
nicotine.
starts.
At least be
Okay. I actually have a clip from this in
There
my
you
new
go.
video, which is why I have the right timestamp on it. So it was around this
Oh
point
my
that
fucking God.
when Rackets was streaming that he kept looking up into the corners at something, and Josh decided that they had
I
cats in the
can't
ceiling.
believe like when we had him on the stream versus
I know.
this point, like he's aged like
I know.
a decade in the space of a year.
He's back, streaming and stuff. But yeah, here's the ceiling cats. This is what it's giving me mad vibes of.
time. Hours of time. Hey, man.
There he is. He looks so one.
Kill yourself. Life is worth this. Life is.
It's like he's asking for permission from Ceiling Cat. He's like, should I mention that?
I love the
should I
I
really
love
say
the
this? He's like, it might
repost.
be-
The repost channel is called Ashton's Moobs.
Yeah.
Bad spirited. Yes, meow. Say meow. Make fun for me.
Oh, he looks emaciated as fuck, doesn't he?
I know. Holy shit. When I get to the best part, the part of my video, it's like right here. Just like here.
I don't care about the
This is it.
$5.
This is
I
it.
care about. Please don't kill yourself. At least be killed by a black. Chuck,
Wise words there from Dallas Buyers Club.
you useless piece of shit. All you have to do.
That's the clip that's in my new video. It will make sense. Don't worry.
I don't even want no,
bro.
man. It's always
I
weird to
don't
think
know.
I was technically on the
Yeah,
same
that's
show
rough.
as him.
Yeah, but yeah, I'd known Ricada for years. I was real fucked up by that. I felt real bad for him at first, and then not so much.
It's much better to talk to young people about morality and truth as an adventure than as a moral burden, as something that enlightens and offers opportunity, which it absolutely 100% does. I've had so many.
I will
See the
say
ceiling cat?
Come to
I
me.
will say though he is right about
Oh.
that.
He's looking at the ceiling cat. Yeah,
Yes.
but the thing is that every once in a while he is saying something correct in this otherwise overly emotional and verbose rambling.
The
I
emotional
don't know how
the emotional weight involved versus what's actually being said do not match at all.
no,
He
not
just
even
kept
remotely.
talking in one long, incredibly unbroken sentence, moving from topic to topic so that no one had a chance to interrupt. It was really
That's
quite
like a Trump
hypnotic.
tweet.
It's Captain Picard of the USS Enterprise.
But there's thousands of them. Like it's continual. Who say,
Benny's wins, by the way.
I was completely disoriented and lost
Okay,
5
good.
years ago. I
You
started.
still are. You haven't
putting
recovered,
my
Jordan.
world
What
in
the
order
fuck are you
with
talking
yeah.
about?
Making my
Yeah, like when I was real messed up 5 years ago. Well, I guess things
haven't
haven't
been
improved.
right
Right,
ever since then.
uncontrollably.
bed,
I-
in that cliche
He looks
way.
Okay, he looks specifically like Tommy Lee Jones's version of Two-Face.
Oh God, he does. Yeah, Piers looks so uncomfortable, right?
At least
Jesus.
it's a gesture in the right bloody direction, trying to tell
Piers
the
looks
truth.
like he's saying, "What the fuck
Because
is
now-
this man on about?"
Yeah, it's just
And
like
he's
no
going to be
idea
used
what's
British
happening.
affects like bloody and just thinking to himself, oh no.
As a
he's
matter of
starting
fact,
to do
Piers is
my
off his
accent.
tits as well.
No, Peterson's always done that, and some Canadians have more British affectations in terms of the language than Americans
Who's
do.
getting the best head?
Do you know what I suspect?
It's definitely Piers in
Yeah.
in this freeze frame.
I suspect I am feeling fine right now sitting down, but I have a feeling when I stand up, my brain's gonna go, oh.
That's right. Arden probably brings up that he was literally dressing like Two-Face for a while. Did you see his Two-Face costume?
God, the fucking Twitter,
the split
Twitter
suit.
fit. The Twitter drip was like
Insane
never
drip.
before. I've seen a lot of drip or drown in my time. I've never seen someone go down like the fucking Titanic too.
It's like it's like he went to someone, should I dress like the Joker or Two-Face? And the reply was just yes. Yeah.
Now he's dressing like dressing like Falcone. And looking like Tony Soprano during the heart attack.
I'm crying here.
Now I understand that that's necessary. Trying to act responsibly, and like my life is completely turned around. And these are guys who are usually standing up straight, and they have a girlfriend, and maybe they have a baby, and maybe they're married.
Okay. Pause a second. This now sounds like. Remember the? Okay. Do you remember the Ron Paul misdubbed?
Let's watch it. It's so good. I love I always love the good old Ron Paul lip dub.
The fucking the ones where they take the misheard fucking political speeches shit.
Yeah, because I've looked it up before.
Bad lip reading.
Yeah, it's so good. It's so old too. This is 13 years old, bro. But it's short. But it does look like this, a bad lip reading.
It's fucking glossolalia.
Yeah, it comes off like this though.
Fucking
a lot of
PS1
people say I kind of wish you were less cuckoo.
a pretty goose for you.
It looks like this.
Racing car. Everyone wants to do it, not think about the bad feces pudding.
What if the world said nya 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 nya, like a parrot, or if a baby got two knickknacks up her sleeve and screamed mahalo?
I helped a fuzzy dude cut a piece of fruit, and when he was chewing on it, I mushed it and called an ambulance.
Why would do that? What the fuck? Oh no! Maybe I'm not allowed to watch. I don't know. Maybe we're not allowed to watch that. I don't know why it just broke. Oh well.
What did you say? Monetization?
Did I just get screwed over or something? Hang on. Yeah. I think it's okay. I don't know. That was weird. It seems like everybody got kicked for a minute too. Weird. Anyway.
Bloody suicidal wrecks 5 years ago.
It looks like a bad lip reading.
And so, great. And as I've delved into that, I've started to understand more deeply why this works. And it does work because this pattern of voluntary self-sacrifice, that service to the truth.
It's like watching someone play Norman Osborn, played by Till Lindemann, but voiced by Kermit the Frog.
Yeah, he is looking at the ceiling cat, bro. He is definitely seeing ceiling cats. He's looking at them. They're up there being like, Jordan.
Look at his hands.
Say something. Say nothing.
His hands are red and blue.
And cry. No, Jordan, cry more.
His fingertips are like blue.
Yeah, he's fucked, dude.
Your wife, to your kids, to the future, to your community. All of that is what makes your life rich and meaningful, because your self-regard and the significance of your existence is obviously proportional to the burden that you're willing to uphold.
Okay, at this stage of the rant,
that is true. Boulder shoulder. I mean, it is sad to see him like this,
but this is at the stage of the rant where you've gone past being the point of the evening where you're so drunk you're being poignant, or now in the point of the evening where you're so stoned that you don't know what's going on.
He was clearly not a man who was ever meant for this. I don't think he has always been a very deeply feeling person. And so him being thrust into the spotlight, that's what I said 10 years ago, it was shocking. And now I feel like he's being taken advantage of, It's fucking insane that this is happening. And I don't know why they keep trying him out.
Why would you keep this on the air if he's in such a state of emotional compromise? It just comes across as cruel.
Because Piers Morgan is essentially a drama farmer.
It's Western culture, and I'm trying to teach people what that means.
I have to give
the alternative
Piers credit. Is that he is absolutely amazing at bringing in numbers. All he does is he brings in controversial figures and shuts the fuck up. He's an empty suit he stands for fucking nothing. He's essentially the Jerry Springer of the online world.
Yeah. Yes. Absolutely. 100%.
Yeah.
Jerry Springer of online world. Yes. Very. This is an accurate depiction.
Thank you.
Why you don't do drugs? Just thank you.
I may be currently a fair bit drunk, but I can still say sensible things as I'm waving a bottle of Angel's Envy.
Piers
I'm not drinking it, by the way.
Piers Morgan is just Jeremy Kyle for posh people.
Oh my
Like
god, that is
power
so
and
fucking
compulsion.
accurate.
Yeah.
Or this
Who's
idiot
worse though? Who's more of a
hedonism that,
smug twat?
you know,
Okay, I would say this. I feel like Piers Morgan it is something of a net good to have an opportunity for all these rich idiots to make tools of themselves. Whereas Jeremy Kyle, at the same time, I have
He's like a chav
break.
magnet.
Anyone can hate the rich. It takes bravery to hate the poor. And I'm a brave motherfucker. Let me tell you. I fear precisely one thing, and it's the Lord above, and nothing fucking else.
I feel like that's a quote I could take from you. Is like it takes like genuine balls to hate the poor.
I stole that quote. I can't remember it. I remember it from ages ago. But,
It's a good fucking quote there.
certainly does no one any good. And, well, it's overwhelming, I suppose.
Yeah.
The magnitude of it, I suppose, is what's overwhelming. But also that paradoxical juxtaposition of depth of suffering and relative ease of rectification. These things are so obvious when you lay them out. It's like, who do you admire? You admire some power-mad hedonist? Well, that would be Andrew Tate. Or do you admire someone who's taken on some responsibility? Like your natural proclivity in a healthy psyche is to...
This is just so disconjointed, though.
Shepherd, let's say.
It's like when you watch a man sober up in real time. It's like now he's starting to come back.
Because he has wound down. He's gotten less red and everything. Yeah.
Like
I was about to say that he's literally become less red.
And he's starting to make more coherent
Oh,
sense.
do you
It just
know
doesn't
what
have
it
much
might
to do with
be?
the previous shit he was talking
What
about.
do we
yeah.
know that makes you have like a visceral chemical like face, like changes how you look in the face, and it's very short-lived?
Vitality.
I think this is salvia.
I
Salvia
cannot
divinorum.
imagine going on a news program on salvia.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
I think, given how short-lived that was, I think he took a like a chop of fucking salvia he was chewing on.
He took a hit of something. I don't know. That was very bizarre because like now it's
The fact it's so short-lived makes me think it was chewed.
There's a clip on YouTube that to this day I still find really funny. It's two people who take a trip on salvia, and the one guy is so fucked up. He tries to climb out of his window and breaking things in the process. But the way, have you ever just like heard a noise of how someone falls? And just the way the noise sounds to this day still makes me crack the fuck up.
Oh, well, we had the debate before about whether or not the Asian guy getting getting crushed by the car is funny or not, right?
He's getting cucked by the car. It'd be even more disturbing.
That would be more disturbing. Okay, this is a debate that I've had with Bill for a while about whether or not this.
It's not a
I
debate.
feel like
You're just psychotic.
No, it's only because of the way. And the other thing is too is that I've never heard it without Mommy Tina and Tom laughing at it. So like, I know I've played this before.
Okay, so everyone will simmer down and
All right.
play this video.
Is
and
this
we won't
funny
comment.
or not? Okay, I can't. I'm gonna laugh at it. I can't help it. It's not. I'm sad for the guy.
Okay,
but the
everyone,
noise is,
put on your
Okay.
Live Leak logos.
But the noise is so. I can't. It's the noise. Okay. It's a little pocket.
So funny. Remember this? So somewhere.
Yeah, I don't think it's that
Summit,
funny.
It's like I don't know. Where is that?
Is that Gigi Allen bobblehead?
Just someplace in Asia, like
Why they got so
Southeast
many
Asia.
Gigi Allen
Where is
bobbleheads?
this?
Garage.
Oh no, I think it's
Kinda
China actually.
Making it.
There's Chinese on the wall.
You can tell there's like a little bit of a speed bump or something, and then it's like
I don't like this
rolling
video
on
at
to the guy's back.
Mommy Tina doesn't like it.
It's like backing up, and you can tell the guy's revving it.
Yeah, see, Blue Man doesn't think it's funny. Blue Man's looking at you the way I'm looking.
It's Tom. It's Tom. Tom's way. I think it's funny. I swear to God, it's Tom.
I'm sorry, I'm missing the funny here. I don't.
Well, Chinese McLovin had a rough go of it, didn't he?
Broken. It's not.
Is it funny or not? I swear to God, it's because of Tom, and Tom makes it so much worse.
Okay, now that you subjected us to that, I want you to watch
Yeah, I'm
this
asking,
one.
is it funny? Okay,
That
okay.
poor Chinaman.
Wait, hold on a second. And now
What
play
did the
this one.
Celestials ever do to you? Okay, don't answer that.
Now play that one. It's only like 10 seconds after that. But just the way
Okay,
he
man
falls out
jumps
the
out
window.
a window on Salvia. Is this
just the
Salvia
way-
Eric?
Don't know, but just the
This
way
is Salvia Eric. It's gotta be.
Just the way he
Oh, no,
falls
it's
out
not.
the window. Hold on.
Oh, I've seen this before, yeah.
Oh, okay.
The dirt doll. Thump. See, that's nice, good, clean fun right there.
That's holy shit.
I love that the next video suggested is the grapist.
I just like the noise of the pulling
Roll
and
it back.
the foot and
It's the
everything.
noise,
I
yeah.
can't.
See
Yeah,
the
just
funny
the noise is fucking hilarious. And then he comes through the door on the other side.
It is the noise,
Send
though.
it,
It's
send
the
it.
noise that's funny, yeah.
Yeah, it's
It's the noise, yeah. Oh my god. The Chinese guy getting run over by the car is widely debated
God.
in the Your Mom's House community of whether or not it's funny. But
That poor Chinaman.
this is also pretty fucking funny. CBS has had to settle with Trump over infamous Kamala's 60-minute segment to the tune of $16 million.
I'm not gonna lie, right? I have two videos that are okay. One of them is I find this very funny. There's a guy speeding on a bike and he has something on the back, and they're hurling towards someone that has a car boot open, and it looks like on a highway. The guy in the back smacks his head against the boot. He's dead, right? And the guy on the front,
oof.
I think it's the guy on the front that hits the boot. But one of the guys goes flying in the air, like I'm like at least 10 feet, just ragdoll, just whoop, and just crashes with his head. I'd say like a good 25 feet. And head first.
Good God.
Fucking
Oh my God.
hilarious. But yeah, by the way, they're both dead. Like, definitely.
Well, see, if
But
when
just the
somebody
way that
dies, I
it
can't
goes-
find it funny. I mean, like, I'm
Okay,
pretty sure that
okay,
guy got his
but-
legs permanently
Have you
fucked up.
have you seen the one where the guy tries to do a jump over someone's car on like a Razor scooter, like, and breaks the fall with his face before skidding 15 feet?
Also, if you want to see that fat guy who was laughing at the Asian man getting hit by the car, shatter his leg while playing basketball, that happened to him, and everyone went, "Well, you kind of deserve
Get
it
what
for
you
laughing
fucking
at the
deserve."
Chinese dude." Like he
You
shattered
meddled
his
with
leg and broke his hand too.
Completely annihilated his entire right side.
At what speed? It was pretty. Okay, I'll see if I can find it. I don't think we can play it on
We've
screen.
just turned into the live leak power hour.
Yes,
yeah,
Killdozer.
essentially.
When Spoon said boot, he means the trunk of a car.
Yeah, the trunk of a car. Yeah. Sorry, that's
I-
what we say for the rear end.
Well,
of the
yeah,
car.
it's just, yeah, I didn't even catch it either. A Boulder Shoulder for 50 Swedish krona says, it's really heartening to see you guys all back together. Great podcast to listen to while at work. Wishing y'all the best. Thanks, man. I don't know if it still is now after all of the people getting injured stuff.
I'm still trying to. God, I know it's here somewhere.
Looking through the live leak fucking file.
There is live leak shit. Let's see. While you're doing that, the suit, according to the Washington Post, aimed to hold CBS News liable under the Texas Deceptive Trade Practices Act for election interference. The suit claimed that network had
here it
engaged
is.
in malicious, deceptive, and substantial news distortion. We have a breaking.
It's age restricted.
Live leak.
God damn,
Dude,
that
I'm
is
not playing
really
anything late.
fast. That is really
No, if it's age restricted,
fast.
I'm not fucking around with that. 'Cause
Yeah,
it'll
it's
really get
basic
us
community
fucked.
guidelines. Yeah.
Yeah.
God damn.
Was intended.
Turn to me and I'll react to it.
That's yeah.
Bruh.
Bill, watch this. God damn, that's actually really fast.
Oh my god.
I'm basically live leak proof after my time having to study execution methods for my theology degree.
You can't watch what this video obviously.
Just look at it.
Okay, live reaction from Bill. Live reaction from Bill now. Okay, Bill watching. Okay.
Oh my god, I can see the thumbnail. It doesn't. It looks fucked.
Oh god, I'm sorry, but the way he goes through the air.
No, don't spoil it now. I'm only like 16 seconds in.
Oh no.
Yeah, you can tell this feels like it's about to do something fucking horrendous, can't you? Yeah, wait for it.
Yeah, live react to the Pain Olympics. I don't think so, Alex.
It's about now I was expecting it to be a bit more spectacular.
Spoon thinks this is pretty fucking funny. I'll have to watch it later.
Oh, I remember this one. Yeah, I remember this one because it immediately
God.
like ripped their trousers open.
Oh no.
Yeah, it's kind of.
I mean, I've seen horrible things in Live Leak, shit on Live Leak. Terrible. It's why I'm afraid of escalators. It's why I'm absolutely fucking
No,
terrified
you're afraid of
escalators.
escalators because once upon a time when we were moving through London, I leaned over and said, "Remember that thing with the Chinese with the escalators?" And you had a panic attack. I wasn't expecting you to do that, and now you're afraid of them and won't go on them.
Well, also because I have to have I walk with a cane, you know, so it's already like precarious, and yeah, and why I no show because it's blocked on YouTube, so
it's if you're.
I'm sober now, by the way. That just
that sobered him up, bro.
It's so funny. It's horrible because they're dead. I'm sorry.
Just to do a quick bumper live leak off my keys.
Oh, I don't even know it's fucked up thing I'll say on a live show, but I can't. I'm not gonna apologize for finding it funny because it stays. Oh man.
So here's what they took out of this 60 Minutes thing, right? Here's the comparison.
But it seems that
this was months ago.
Prime Minister Netanyahu is not.
Yeah, but Trump just won a lawsuit with him. CBS now is going to have to pay him $16 million, which isn't a whole lot to Trump, but it's the principle.
It's more
of
the
matter.
humiliation.
And yes, the humiliation.
Yes. Yeah.
Listening.
Well, Bill, the work that we have done has resulted in a number of movements in that region by Israel that were very much prompted by or a result of many things, including our advocacy for what needs to happen in the region.
But it seems that Prime Minister Netanyahu is not listening.
We are not going to stop pursuing what is necessary for the United States to be clear about where we stand on the need for this war to end.
I mean, it was so clearly edited too. That's awful.
Yeah.
It's not even
Also,
related.
Those two answers seem completely unrelated.
Yeah, it's incongruous. The network maintained the clip was edited for time, not for clarity. The full transcript was only released in February. Showed numerous Harris responses were edited substantially by the network, especially in regards to Netanyahu.
In fairness, that reply is believable because she does waffle and just talk a whole bunch of shit.
Yeah.
So there is actually some plausibility in that response.
Right, that she would have just given essentially a non sequitur.
Yes,
yeah.
because that's literally every single fucking time there was a camera in front of her bloody face.
Yes, yes.
So I can believe that part, yeah.
Oh, not 6D with a 6016, my bad. Just to be clear, it's a 16 million. But yeah, it's CBS probably cannot afford to lose that though, Shade Master, you're right.
Someone else me to post a link to the video. I could do that, right?
I probably, if it's on YouTube, yeah. Lance for 5 says, did you see the video of them craning alligators to take to the alligator Alcatraz? They need to import bigger and more vicious alligator. I don't even know about alligator Alcatraz. What the fuck?
Yeah, I heard Mark Dice talk about it. I haven't seen the video, but I saw him talk about it on the...
Alligator Alcatraz. Whoa,
Yeah,
okay, hang on,
Joy
what's this?
Reedsburg.
Which is always she spurs about anything. Alligator Alcatraz, what to know about Florida's new controversial migrant detention facility. Deep in the marshy wetlands of Florida Everglades, less than 50 miles west of Trump's resort in Miami, sits the latest battleground in his administration's immigration enforcement efforts, a makeshift detention facility dubbed Alligator Alcatraz. Matter of days, workers have transformed the Dade Collier training facility, or training and transition airport, from an 11,000-foot runway into a temporary tent city that Trump toured on Tuesday. We had a request from federal government to do it, and so Alligator Alcatraz it is, Ron DeSantis said at a news conference last week, adopting the nickname coined by his attorney general for the Everglades facility. Clearly, from a security perspective, if someone escapes, there's a lot of alligators you're going to have to contend with. Oh my God. They were right.
It's the alligator moat thing.
It's the alligator moat. They were in it. Meme magic is real. You can't stop it. Oh my god, I'm so glad I've never been able to forget that because it came true.
Immigration rights, oh, fuck off.
It's as safe
Enough
as a
about
kid.
immigration rights. I'm here to speak about immigration wrongs.
There you go. But also members of the state's indigenous community who see the project as a threat to their sacred lands. What you mean, the people or the alligators?
Don't know.
Like, I'm genuinely curious. What do you mean by that?
The
Or do you just
indigenous,
mean the building
yeah.
itself?
Well, the alligators would see them putting all of these fucking immigrants on their land. They're the indigenous community.
Let's say it is the facility. Well, if you're concerned about the facility being built, then you get the immigrants to fuck off, then the facilities don't get built.
Facility was already built. It was an airport.
Oh, was it?
Yeah. They
okay.
Transitioned this Dade Collier Training and Transition Airport from an 11,000-foot runway into a tent city.
Oh, okay.
So it was already there. Yeah.
Okay, then
it was an unassuming airstrip.
Then the complaints
built
from the activists ring kind of hollow.
Right. It was built
often
to
do.
serve supersonic jets, quickly relegated to a training facility, during its activity. So yeah, it was already there. You know, they've not built any. Well, I get they just put tents on it essentially. You know, you can house up to 5,000 beds. There you go, alligator Alcatraz. It's just pretty fucking funny. Oh, what are they crying? Oh. No, a brown person's crying. Quick, burn the Constitution. Dehumanizing facility. It's expected to cost $450 million a year to operate. Let's see. There's 58,000 immigrants in ICE custody as of now. So, like, what? Look, it's going to cost them $450 million a year to operate this. Yeah, how yeah, they're in the process of being moved out of the country. They're being put in a temporary holding facility while they're processed because they're not citizens, so they have to fucking go. Zero impact on the environment. Advocates are skeptical. I would be skeptical about that too. That these people won't destroy the local environment. But there's already a fucking airport there, so I'm not sure. Like, I mean, it's already covered in jet fuel, right? I wouldn't imagine this is a very clean site, environmentally speaking, as is. It just seems bullshit. Tribal members standing up for our home, whatever. It was an airport
What does that even
already.
mean?
I don't know. It was already a fucking airport.
What the fuck?
So the daddies are fighting again, but I don't think Musk realizes the position that he's in, which is not a favorable one.
I think it's a bunch of bollocks, the scuffle between them, to be honest.
Sometimes I think that, but other times I think that Musk just can't help himself. And the thing that's pathetic is that, look, I'm not in favor of a lot of the stuff in the big beautiful bill because it's fucking massive. It's full of bloat, and it's been changed so many fucking times. I don't like these massive bills that allow every party to get in their little pet projects. I can't stand that
I'll
shit.
see myself out.
Well, not like that bill. Not that kind of bill. I hate this massive bureaucracy, bloated nonsense. So I'm not in favor of it just because inevitably it's too big for anyone to read. There's going to be some yes, I do. And there's going to be shit in there that is going to be in some way harmful. I guarantee it. I know Trump really wants it because he needs it for his agenda. However, I don't trust massive bills like this ever. It's always wording on things too, so that everyone can get what they want out of it. And I don't like those kind of deals. I know that's how you have to work in politics, but find some other way. I would suggest. And the reality is that the reason why Elon Musk hates this bill is really fucking simple. It's because he's going to make less money out of it. That's it. It's all about these the EV tax credits. That's what all of this is about. He wants to be able to basically be subsidized by the U.S. government to pay for his expensive electric cars.
Yeah.
So again, obvious the insane spending of this bill, and there is insane spending in it. Again, I'm not in favor of it either, but which increases the debt ceiling for a record $5 trillion. That ceiling always climbs up. Is that we live in a one-party country, the Porky Pig Party. Time for a new political party that actually cares about the people.
Yeah, that's not gonna happen.
God, it's just Elon's being on his fucking Twitter spur, you know?
The Zoomers who you're trying to appeal to with that Porky Pig line don't know who the fuck Porky Pig is.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah. Vox Populi, Vox Day, 80% voted for a new party according to my Twitter poll for is it time to create a new political party in America that represents the 80% in the yes, it's extremely cringe and it's not gonna fucking happen. I mean how is that working out in the UK?
Just okay.
Or anywhere else in the Western world.
Just because they want another option other than Republican or Democrat doesn't mean they want you.
Yeah, that too. Well, I guess he's not really, saying that necessarily. But Trump posted to his Truth Social account to put down Musk's sourness over the bill due to its gutting of the EV mandate. Elon Musk knew long before he strongly endorsed me for president that I was strongly against the EV mandate. It's ridiculous. It was always a major part of my campaign. Electronic cars are fine, but not everyone should be forced to own one. Elon may get more subsidy than any human being in history by far. And without subsidies, Elon would probably have to close up shop and head back home to South Africa. No more rocket launches, satellites, or electric car production in our country would save a fortune. Okay, I fell out of it. Fuck. Perhaps we should have Doge take a good hard look at this. Big money to be saved. Holy shit.
You went from Donald Trump to the Donald.
Torn your Doge on its master.
You racist. No, you idiot. We are.
I fell into that a little bit. Could have sworn we've been through this already. Yeah. It's fucking... Trump and Elon are mad at each other again. And... this one I just have called Feeling Cute Might Deport Elon Later. Speaking of deportations, bro, everyone's getting deported.
I don't know. I think we'll have to take a look. We might have to put Doge on Elon.
He's obviously not going to. That's just bullshit.
Oh no.
Cameras.
Yes, obviously.
Doge is the monster that might have to go back and eat Elon. Wouldn't that be terrible? He gets a lot of subsidies, Peter. But Elon's very upset that the EV mandate is going to be terminated. And you know what? When you look at it, not everybody wants an electric car. I don't want an electric car. I want to have maybe gasoline, maybe electric, maybe a hybrid, maybe someday a hydrogen. If you have a hydrogen car, it has one problem. It blows up, So I'm going to give that one to Peter.
I mean, to be fair... It does raise a question, which is actually worse in terms of its incendiary exponent, the lithium batteries or hydrogen fuel cells? Because obviously hydrogen is pretty fucking extreme in terms of explosivity, but...
if nothing else, I do love how entertaining Trump is. He does never cease to abuse me.
He was kind of giving it the doddering old grandpa act just now.
A little bit there, yeah, but...
Is that very backhand? Like, well, if someone doesn't eat their vegetables, they're going to probably get their ass beat.
Yeah. But here's his scathing handwritten note to Jerome Powell, complete with a helpful chart. Trump hammered Federal Reserve Chair Jerome Powell on Monday for not lowering interest rates, contending that he is keeping them artificially high. The Federal Reserve Board declined to lower interest rates in May, keeping at the current target of 4.25 to 4.5%. Forbes reported that the last time the Fed cut the tax rate, it was in December by 25 points, or 0.25%. That cut was on top of another 25 basis point reduction in November after the election, and then a 50-point cut in September. Consumer Price Index has risen 2.4% year over year as of September, which is the same rate it rose as of May. CPI rose by 0.1% last month compared to April. In a public note to Powell written on the chart of other nations' interest rates around the world, Trump wrote, "Jerome, you are as usual too late. You have cost the USA a fortune and continue to do so. You should lower the rate by a lot. Hundreds of billions of dollars are being lost. No inflation," he added. Like, I just love his fucking note. What? Did you say he needs mango? Manga? So...
You driving a Durango?
It should be here with Switzerland, Cambodia, Japan, Denmark, and the Seychelles, Thailand, Botswana.
Seychelles.
Is this pronounced Seychelles? Why do you think it was Seychelles? I don't know. I've played Metal Gear Solid 5 and everything. United States of America is down here next to the UAE and Cameroon. And right under the UK, to be fair, I suppose. UK at 4.25, US at 4.5. Well, I think the US is between 4.25 and 4.5.
But
so it's the same as
Cameroon
the UK.
arrows. It's like, here on the Rekis, my Rekis. The villagers are nasty women.
Nasty women. You're just playing this like you're pissed off. Oh my god. The Ask Rock stuff on Twitter is insufferable. I can't stand how much that's taken over the zeitgeist, or people just have no thoughts and just ask Grok.
My favorite one is still when someone says, Grok, can you list every model of train, and then just completely derails the thread it's in.
Wait, literally?
Like, you can ask Grok any question you like, and if you just ask it, list every car, it will just completely destroy the conversation and spam that person endlessly. It's just a spam bot that you can program, it's built in.
Crazy. So, this is a new Pew report that found that, no, this is not surprising to us. Kamala was set up for failure because Trump was being cycled in, right? We talked about that before the election extensively. That's what we were hypothesizing. It seems to be the case. And here is some proof. According to these Pew data, there is absolutely no way that Kamala could have won. That even if everyone who supported Kamala had turned out to vote, she still would not have won the popular vote.
No shit.
Absolutely none. Yeah, I know. Like, again, this is kind of a no shit thing. But the reality is that Kamala had absolutely no chance. Now, we knew that, but normies didn't, and acted as if it was, was neck and neck. If all eligible Americans had voted in 2020, Biden's margin of victory would likely increase. If all eligible Americans had eligible to vote in 2024 had cast ballots, the overall margin in the popular vote likely would not have been much different. No way she could have won, according to the polling. Guess who's running Elon Musk X platform? Hayden? Yeah, I know. Still love to make fun of him. This is actually pretty funny too. Hunter Biden, speaking of Biden.
He's still alive?
Oh, yeah, and owes $50,000 in unpaid legal fees.
I'm not remotely fucking surprised by that.
Right?
I'll tell you this much, you'll get GTA 6 before you get that money.
Oh, I know. You can't get money out of a stone, or out of someone who's stoned. Yeah, Winston and Strawn sued Hunter Biden over what the law firm said were more than $50,000 in unpaid legal fees. The bills were from the firm's representation of Biden in criminal trial in Delaware and other investigations by law enforcement.
What the fuck have you been spending it on? Oh yeah, coke and whore.
You know what? Crack. Yeah. He's got his crack nuggies. But yeah, apparently Hunter Biden owes them $50,000. Right? Well, yeah, because of all the crack. So, yep, he's now, I guess he's been sued by them to try and get their money back. We'll see. I doubt it. I guess Daddy's got to foot that bill, too. Let's see, I covered the Diddy stuff. All right, actually, okay, so that brings, we're just getting into the putting away of the gays. Now that we are officially out of Pride Month, because Pride Month went so well for the gays this year, woke is being put away, and here's your daily evidence of that. Riley Gaines, or weekly, I suppose. Riley Gaines gets the ultimate vindication. 3 years later, transgender swimmer Leah Thomas erased from the record book. So, yeah, okay, cute little preamble there. Let's see. University of Pennsylvania became lightning rod for controversy in 2022 when its women's collegiate swim team deployed Leah Thomas, a man pretending to be a woman. We know the basic story. In the landmark announcement, the Department of Education announced that University of Pennsylvania was actually repentant for allowing Thomas to gallivant alongside the women, and that repentance would take the form of several key decisions. First, the school must personally apologize to each of the female swimmers who were forced to compete alongside Thomas, a long overdue gesture for anyone who sees the inherent madness of transgenderism. But perhaps more importantly than personalized apology letters, UPenn will also be wiping Thomas's accomplishments from the record books. Leah Thomas has been stricken from the record books, and that's perhaps even more overdue than the apology letters. UPenn will restore to female athletes all individual UPenn Division I swimming records, titles, or similar recognitions which were misappropriated by male athletes allowed to compete in the female categories, the DOE's announcement stated. Bye. Bye-bye. Bye. The stinky trannies are gone. I mean, like I said, as I've always say about this, it'll stick around for a while, but it's clear that this shit is...
you should be careful not to overcorrect. After all, whilst it is important that the trannies be stopped in their tracks, at the same time, we can't have women getting what they want too much.
True.
You know how they get.
But it's so crazy, the expediency at which this is all just being memory
rolled
hold.
out. Yeah.
Quite literally stricken from the records. I mean, they are actually erasing the woke period served its political purpose and is no longer politically expedient, so it is being legitimately erased from memory. And I get that it's a win, I suppose, but understand that this was all just political fucking theater that seriously harmed millions of young people in particular's lives. Irreparable. Removed them from the fucking gene pool. Thousands and thousands of them. And it's going to get just fucking forgotten about.
Yeah,
I mean,
strangely around the same time that the mental health care industry became so
this is trans-erasure, Sandrook. Yeah, sorry, Bill.
No, Darwinism is trans-erasure. They got people who had psychological problems running in their bloodline new to themselves, and now that won't be in the next generation. Because now we know how to traumatize you without fucking you up too badly now, so we don't need all this mental illness to back it up. We can do all the manipulations we like without inhibiting you and your ability to actually work for us.
Yes, and aka Botosai, exactly. It's COVID 2.0, but COVID 2.0 is or COVID is its own 2.0 of something else. This is always how these public distractions work. And they, when I call them distractions, don't get it twisted. They're often very painful and unavoidable distractions, but it's all fake and gay. You know what I mean? Yes, it's fake and gay shit to get you to look away from other things.
Keep in mind, like the people who rule over us have no issues with the weight of tragedy far outweighing the actual efficacy of what they are looking to achieve. These people would smash your head in with a sledgehammer to get the fucking TV remote out of your hands.
We're insanely violent.
They don't need to be proportionate.
No.
And I think like this does all come full circle to our conversation earlier about the moon landings. If white people realized they could just fuck off into the galaxy and just conquer world after world, why would you still be living in fucking Philadelphia? Or
true.
New Brunswick or some shit. Like, oh yeah, I could live here in... Or like, okay, tell me, which way? Do you want to be the person living in Birmingham or the person going out there to name a planet Birmingham is shit?
Yes, Boulder Shoulder, that's the reason they are allowing all this rolling back, because rather than stand for trial, the numerous crimes they've committed. Yeah, that's the other thing too. Just, it's kind of like a, whoops, our bad. Nothing actually happens, once again. So even though it looks like something is happening, nothing's actually happening. You know, companies are losing money. They'll make it back.
Well,
you know,
this podcast stands as a monument to nothing happening.
Right? Like, Leah Thomas just steamrolls over actual women. Now, historians will not, I mean, they'll find records of it, of course. But in the official record, no. Yeah. Not in the official record.
It's not about erasing this person's achievements, because everyone knew that they were bullshit to begin with. This is about proving to you we can erase our crimes and we can make you cheer for it.
As we talked about that other freak, the tranny who went to Disney World and filmed in the children's bathroom is now on the hook to, you know, potentially face some serious legal action for that. But it's not going to be anything super serious, and it's just going to be forgotten about, because the time of this shit is over. Ammo is currency for 5 says, when we finally win, we shouldn't burn all the books. We need to keep a few to remember just how bad it was in reality. Yeah. Let's see. Yep. Oh, here we go. Supreme Court says Maryland parents can pull their kids from public school lessons using LGBTQ books. So this also happened. Remember all these really fucking weird books that they kept putting out that were hypersexual and aimed at young children? Supreme Court ruled on Friday that Maryland parents who have religious objections can pull their children from public school lessons that use LGBTQ storybooks, to be clear, storybooks. So we're talking children under the age of what? 10?
Well,
I mean, it's gotten by 10 you're so what, like, so children in kindergarten and first grade, second grade.
Right. I've had experience firsthand how much these fucking books are shilled. Because of our operation, little practical joke we had with our good friend Tommy Mark.
Yes.
Where I had to go undercover as the role I was playing was someone purchasing books on behalf of a school in Guernsey. So I put on my best fake South African accent, because I knew that they wouldn't know what a Guernsey accent sounded like.
Why did you do that? I remember you doing that, but I don't remember really why.
Because old Sanian fishermen's accents.
Oh, it does sound very similar.
Are closest to South African. So I thought I knew I could.
I want to hear this accent now so I can judge it.
I would have to have a run up to do it. To be perfectly honest with you, maybe later on.
Anyway,
I went imposing
okay.
on someone purchasing books for a school.
Well, we
and
should explain why.
Immediately, I was shilled these fucking books.
Yes. So the reason why Bill was doing that is because what was the case again exactly? Is that this bookstore refused to allow certain people to participate in Free Comic Book Day, I think was what it was, or something to the equivalent of that. They were just being snooty elitists. They wouldn't let
They were sandbagging everyone's attempts to get free comic books in just purely because of politics.
Because of politics. And this was like a lefty indie little bookstore. I put out a video. I did the video on it, didn't I? I think it's on this channel, isn't it? I believe it's on the Broken Crown channel, the video where we did this little stunt.
You don't see me in it, but you can hear me occasionally.
Because Commie Mark had a medal or a little trophy made for, what was it? Oh shit, I can't remember what was on it now. It was just like #1 something. I don't know. God, I can't remember now. But he wanted to give this guy a little #1 gatekeeper award. That was it. #1 gatekeeper award to this little shop. And yeah, Bill went in to kind of set up the scene.
My trick was just to keep the proprietor in the front of the house.
And I was there as with Bill to film, so that there would be a reason why. That was it, so that we could justify why we asked him first for permission to film in the location, so that we could film Mark giving him his,
and that he would have permission to film on premises.
Yes, so that right. That was and it was a little liberal bookstore essentially. But yes, the immediate thing he did upon hearing that Bill was ostensibly a elementary school primary school teacher, was to try to shill him gay books for babies. I mean, unbelievable shit,
Well, the one I was shilled was like it was like a simultaneous like slice of life children's show, also like someone's recounting of their like artistic trauma or some shit. It was
it was very bizarre,
fucking doofy.
With the 6 conservative justices in the majority, the court reversed lower court's rulings in the favor of Montgomery County school system in suburban Washington. Montgomery County in suburban Washington. What do you mean suburban Washington? This is in Maryland. Montgomery County it's a good county. Those are good schools. Expensive. I'm from Baltimore. I know exactly where this is, Lack of an opt-out, Justice Samuel Alito wrote for the court, places an unconstitutional burden on the parents' rights to free exercise of their religion. Sonia Sotomayor, of course, wrote in dissent for the 3
lunatic.
Yes, liberal justices, that exposure to different views in a multicultural society is a critical feature of public schools. Quote, yet it will become a mere memory if children must be insulated from exposure to ideas and concepts that may conflict with their parents' religious beliefs. You would not be saying this shit if they were Muslims. The Muslims just don't raise fucking hell about the gay shit because they are also a fucking client class who benefit off of the gibs that you give them. It's the only reason they don't get more fucking angry about the gay shit. Because they don't want to bite the hand that feeds them. That's it. So you wouldn't, if it was Muslims though that were upset by it, of course this would not be the case. The school district introduced the storybooks, prints, and so again, like, we're just exposing them to new ideas and concepts. You're exposing them to men having sex with men. Let's be really fucking clear about what it is you are exposing children to at Uncle Bobby's wedding here. And Prince and Knight. Why are they all mixed race? Look at it. It's both every gay mixed race couple. I love Vylan. I don't know. This is an interracial lesbians. These are also Prince and Knight are also interracial. We have a mixed child with tan skin and blonde hair, a boy named Penelope. Dude, kind of include the wheelchair, of course. Yeah. However, these things, there's a sexual. It's not the same. It is not the same as heterosexual, normal love and romance in children's stories. Because children want to know where babies come from and without being gross about it, when a mommy and a daddy love each other. With 2 guys, you know that they can't make babies, so immediately questions start to come up. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's just...
you're going to hear probably like just regular reproduction referred to in terms that would make a fucking sailor blush, and like just upsell the horrors of it. Meanwhile, you're not going to hear any of the health ramifications of being a massive fucking Bertie.
If nothing happens, why did the Roman Empire, the Chinese dynasties fell, and many others? Any day now, they still have a chance. Jeb can still win. Any day now. Hey, if you follow daily Roman updates, any day now. So yeah,
true Roman updates for true Roman citizens.
A necessary Twitter follow. Daily Roman updates. Find out when. The answer soon. So remember Jaguar's rebrand? You'll never guess how it turned out for them. So if you... God, just play. It's awful. This won't play the music. This ad that Jaguar, ostensibly a car company, put out last year, which was just nightmare fuel. You know, gay, brown, and black, artsy fucking weirdness. Yeah, man in a dress with a sledgehammer. Lovely. So this didn't turn out didn't turn out in the favor of Jaguar. Like, you know, it's the epitome of how is this supposed to make us this is gonna sell more burgers? So this will sell more cars, right? Cars? Cars? Question mark?
Yeah.
Let's see. Yeah. Exactly, as Elon asks, do you sell cars? So, in April of 2025, Jaguar's Europe sales plunged 97.5% from 1,961 units to 49 vehicles sold. A near total collapse. Holy shit.
Why is anyone surprised by that?
I mean, that's just that's an unbelievable drop.
When's the last time folks at home, back me up here. When's the last time anyone bought a Jaguar that wasn't like an E-Type you bought out of a public parking like arrangement for like $1,000, like 15th hand? Like, all anyone does for Jaguars is you buy one second or third hand, and you kind of run it until the wheels fall off.
Meanwhile, BMW
kind of saying was like the 90s with like the XJ220.
It's an expensive car, though. You know, these are expensive vehicles.
I think I've seen one of the new fancy ones over here.
So this is a luxury product, meaning if you're buying a luxury product, you are buying it for what? The brand.
The name.
You're buying it, the name, and you've now tarnished the name with this gay weirdness. So you have now made the car brand synonymous with gay, artsy-fartsy weirdness. Not
Jaguar.
Sex machine, which is what it is. You know what I mean? Like, Jaguar should be...
No, it's still a sex machine just for the wrong sex.
Right.
Gay sex,
yes.
not like in the
gay sex.
gender sense.
Yes. And also it's a hideous fucking car.
Yes.
It's hideous.
Fucking Minecraft car.
But where is this? They can't fire, apparently, the ad agency. They're in a contract with them.
Why?
Where does it say that? I know it says that in here. Searching for a new ad agency. Yeah, Jaguar is searching for a new ad agency. Outlets have revealed in May. The Telegraph reported that Jaguar Land Rover was undertaking a review of its global market. Yes, the contract with the firm runs until the middle of next year. So they are in contract with this advertising firm that created this nonsense until 2026. So they can't, I guess, hire a new ad agency in the interim to try and do some damage control. What a bunch of fucking idiots. You get what you fucking deserve. Holy shit. I mean, it was only...
This is the kind of thing that makes me conspiratorial, because I cannot imagine you're in any way a sane human being to look at that advert and go, yeah, we should release this. This is good for the brand. Like, what fucking world do you live in where like people... No, I don't... I refuse to believe... I refuse to believe that this wasn't set up by some psychopathic jackass behind the scenes. There's no fucking way in hell anyone would play that and go, yeah, this is going to sell cars. Ever.
The thing is that the people who are running a lot of these businesses, some of them are ideological, yes. And so I don't know which one it is. It could be pure ideology, that they really just agreed with the message, whatever the fuck that message was.
It screams genetic dead end.
It does. However, it could also be, and remember that this was the thing, is that for years and years during the woke era, it was promulgated constantly that by going woke, you were going to. I know the go woke, go broke thing was a touted refrain, but that's really only now become the case that woke's going away. It wasn't so consistent at the time, and what they would always say, their refrain was, if there's this whole untapped market of lefty people who will buy your products, they shop at Whole Foods, and they want to buy expensive luxury goods because they're hoity-toity rich leftoids. So you have to appeal to them, and that's how you'll open up to a new market. And I can believe that some suits believed that was true. I think whether, again, incompetence, ideologically driven, it doesn't. There's lots of reasons why it could have happened. But Jaguar was one of those companies that got caught in the tail ends of it, of deciding to do this shit at the absolute worst time when woke was being put away, and now we're going to be stuck with this for a year. Fuck them. Same thing happens. Oh, fuck. Do I have to... Okay. Allow ads. How do I...
No.
Well, I don't even know how to turn it off.
No,
what?
Just fucking hit F5.
It loaded fine earlier. Okay. Inside Elio's catastrophic path, America Ferrera's exit, director change, erasure of queer themes. That's why I wanted this article, because the Hollywood Reporter's going to cry about how this Disney movie fucking flopped because of it's not gay enough, right?
Well, the marrow is the whole point is they had this whole story about being gay as fuck and being as a kid. The suit said, no, we can't go forward with this idea right now. Take out the gay shit. And what was left afterwards was the fact that there was not enough substance to the story to hold together without it being just about being gay.
Gay.
Yes. Yeah. Yes.
Completely one-note fucking script. So when that got ripped out, it completely disintegrated under its own weight.
Well, I never even heard about it, because clearly this was another project where this was being written and devised at peak woke. And then trying to keep up with the times, apparently they had to cut large portions of the film out to make it less insufferable. But then it had nothing to get people to go see it. Even the people who wanted to hate, there's not even a reason to necessarily hate watch it because it's so nothing, apparently.
Yeah.
Yes. So, Hollywood Reporter, which is, of course, very gay positive, those who worked at Pixar while its latest film release, Elio, was in production, were delighted by footage they saw roughly 2 years ago. Among the moments cited as favorites by those at the animation studio, I'm sure you'll be surprised, at the time, included a sequence in which the titular boy collected trash on the beach and turned it into a homemade apparel that included a pink tank top. The movie's team would refer to Elio showing this off to a hermit crab as his trashin' show. If you bought a ticket to Elio and don't remember seeing this, it's not just that you chose the wrong time to refill your soda. According to multiple insiders who spoke to The Hollywood Reporter, Elio was initially portrayed as a queer-coded character, reflecting original director Adrian Molina's identity as an openly gay filmmaker. Wow, fabulous! Other sources say that Molina did not intend the film to be a coming-out story, as the character is 11. That has not stopped you motherfuckers at all before. But either way...
If anything, it's made it even worse.
Yes, this characterization gradually faded away throughout the production process as Elio became more masculine following feedback from leadership. Gone were not only such direct examples of his passion for environmentalism and fashion, but also seen in Elio's bedroom with pictures suggesting a male crush. Hints at the trash fashion remain in the film, with the boy wearing a cape decorated with discarded cutlery and soda can tabs, although without any explanation of the unusual attire. Oh, I can tell you why, because it's a child! Duh.
Because you're a bunch of
explanation, because it's a kid playing dress up. Would put some cool spoons and soda tabs so it's shiny. That's really, you need an explanation for that? Okay, insane. People are insane. Elio's turbulent ride well before its calamitous nosedive at the box office. Durin. Hang on a minute here. During the June 2020 to 2022 corridor.
I was wondering what the fucking hell you were trying to say.
I thought you were just having a stroke.
I'm not.
Yeah, same here.
There's no G on during. Indeed, the summer of 2023 became a fateful one for the animated film, but a lonely boy beamed into outer space by an intergalactic organ, blah, 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 blah. Okay, no one cares. The reality is nobody fucking went to see it.
Reverse Lilo and Stitch. Gotcha.
20 million domestic. Lowest opening frame at the box office in Pixar history. Yeah.
I've seen some leaks about this, which is people saying, oh, the budget for this was well north of 200 million.
Oh, yeah. This is a huge flop. And I think it was more like To Be Another Turning Red, which was also I got my period story, and this one was supposed to be a gay coming out story. So, but, it was a complete flop. People were tired of this shit, and it's being put away, and the companies are behind the times, and particularly with movies. That's the thing, like, I've said this many times before, but it's where you're going to see the longest tail of this. Yeah,
because the movies take so long to be made.
Because movies and games and media take so long to be produced that's where you're going to see the stragglers on, and then it will be just embarrassment after embarrassment. And speaking of embarrassments, I wanted to end on this, which is 50 plus Pride attendees injured thanks to Panic Man with bear spray and stampede.
The fact that it's bear spray.
Now, I have not read this article. I saw this headline.
Bear spray specifically.
I saw this headline and went, oh my god, I just love the fucking headline. Okay.
The fact it's bear spray, you're not getting a self-defense. That'll work, mate. You're getting a hate crime. You're getting a hate crime. Fucking...
Over 50 people were injured during an evening New York City Pride parade on Sunday, thanks to a man armed with bear deterrent spray. The Pride event in New York City's Washington Square Park fell into disarray when the man unleashed the spray to the crowd at 7:45 p.m., triggering a stampede. Officials said many of the revelers were left suffering from pain and redness to the face. New York City-based news source reports one man, Dominique
they should be fucking used to that.
They usually get sprayed in the face.
Yeah.
Oh, that's so gross. An individual who reportedly caused a stampede can be seen in the clip below. Warning, don't worry, we've already covered violence in the stream. What happened? Holy shit, Slosher, oh my god. Slosher sent 20 Broken Crown memberships. Holy shit, thank you so much, my dude. And for another 10 Canadians says, just woke up for the night shift. Glad to see you two are copacetic. Hey, thank you, man. Holy fuck. Thanks, dude. Yeah, we are. Everything is good. Let's, we're gonna, and sorry that you just now showed up because we're just about to wrap up as well. Oh, sorry, real quick. Let me get this. No, I got that one. Yes, Amio's currency. Got you. All right, here is the incident in question.
It's reaching critical mass.
Yeah, I'll turn it down a little bit. It's quite loud. That's a fat cop.
That's a fat cop. I was
big
saying
old
the
cop.
same thing. God
Big old
damn.
You saw those New York donuts.
Does he get twice the salary?
Man, looks like Armored Skeptic let himself go.
My god. I don't know why they just out of nowhere swiping Greg, but there you go.
He can't look like him in the face a little bit.
Oh my god, yeah, he's gonna go. He's walking in to get some donuts. Oh my god, just the state, just look at the people.
Oh, sorry, can we talk about fucking Chunky Duncan right there in the middle?
Oh my god.
Jeez, look at the state of him.
Fucking Two-Man has resurrected.
He's returned from the grave. Oh my god. Shaggy's over here taking pictures.
Like Scoob, those civilians were
unarmed. I
love sex. Oh,
here.
Look at the most buck-broken looking motherfucker I've ever seen.
This is hideous vomiting rainbow monstrosity they've got here.
How did you manage to make it look like a T-Rex has AIDS?
It looks like an armadillo or something, or a stegosaurus. I think it's a stegosaurus, yeah.
Yeah, I didn't spot the fucking back.
Looks like an infection.
But it looks like it's...
It looks so sad.
I see there's a lot of infections going around in this area, I'm sure.
I have toxoplasmosis.
Fuck, I can see only obstacles in my way.
God, there's all the trash too. It's a complete.
Moby.
Oh my god! Just wait. I wish I could see what her shirt said. Something pussy and oppression. I don't know.
And then it says orgasm donor.
Orgasm. Oh my god, these people. I actually read that. I didn't read the orgasm donor. I saw it as I just thought it said organ donor. Wow. Oh my god. Oh, I was crying. God, pants all the way down. Of course.
Natural state.
Yep.
I'm gonna be careful doing this, chaining them all up like this. They're gonna start singing songs.
That's just racist as fuck. I mean, he didn't do nothing. Where have I seen this before?
You know, I think if you are unable to master a belt buckle, I think it's safe to say you belong in the wild.
Too complicated. This technology
Yes.
cannot yet be copied.
My god, you know it's serious police people when they're white.
Yeah, when the big lanky white ones.
A lot of white police officers.
Oh god.
Or some big Polak police officer from the olden times.
And there it is, sprayed
There's the
by
budget.
bear spray.
The budget
When you
cuts are
start,
heading in.
when you start to see
Yeah.
the pre-crisis NYPD crowd.
Here's another one. Multiple people hit by mace. Oof. Yeah. So
what percentage of these people do you think have?
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, again, this was a. So why did this guy have the bear spray? The suspect thought he was going to be jumped, so he panicked and fired off the spray in self-defense. The Post which reported that more than attendees were injured, confirmed that fears mass shooting also played a role in this. So someone also had a gun. Okay, great. Like I said, I hadn't read this article. I just saw the headline. It was like, that seems like a good way to end. We all thought some fanatic with a gun was shooting people, so of course we all ran in whatever direction that would get us out of the park fastest. But because there were thousands and thousands of
there's
people,
no explanation for that. It was just bear spray.
Yeah.
And the assumption was gun. Was it the reason?
I guess people were screaming.
Was it the assumption was that the bear spray was used on someone that had a gun?
I think the assumption is that the bear spray is not an actual, like, because the bear spray things have like a little trigger and grip. So it was a pistol or some kind being discharged, I suppose.
Or maybe it's just that they heard the screaming, because that's what it sounds like here. Everyone's dancing, everyone's partying, and then everyone's screaming. My friends and I didn't know what happened. Word was going on that there were gunshots. I didn't hear gunshots, but when you hear gunshots, you really need... So I think what happened was there weren't gunshots, there was screaming, and then people just assumed gunshots. And your brain can trick you into that shit.
A horde of gays disappear just by yelling.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Here they selling police unable or unwilling to do their job, selling weed, pills, alcohol in public view. I mean,
they're trying to do enforcement, but it's not happening.
Yeah, they seem to really be trying. Yeah, they're just hanging out. All these people are just selling
that black woman
illegal
has like
shit.
the most like bizarre fat ass I've ever seen. Like, go back a second ago, like that one. Like, it's like cartoonish. Look at that. Like, fucking hell.
It's built like 1800s propaganda.
Why is everyone so mean to me?
Like, just look, it's straight leg and then just like massive bump ass out of nowhere.
It's like a perfect. It's like a fucking perfect circle. It's like you get the protractor.
Yeah, what the fuck?
Oh god, it is the excellent harm thing. We're gonna get in trouble because of the sound.
That's it.
That's exactly what it is.
Like, look at that. It's fucking ridiculous.
Fucking heck.
Oh my god.
My favorite thing in the world to this day is I can't remember. I don't even know who it was because I just saw a clip of it. But someone made the Axel and Harlem guys as a tag team in a wrestling game, and they arrived down. They went down to the ring, and their tag team name was Los Negros del Factory. I don't know. Because they're from Harlem, I guess, which is like one of the Machine Cities.
Based
Los
Willie for
Negros
2.
del Factory.
It says spirit check for mold. It can make you dumb. Well, we probably got some mold here too somewhere.
Yeah, we
I'm
do. I
sure.
can
Nah,
spray
this
that.
actually this place is clean as a whistle.
It's not.
Trust
It's
me, it's spotless.
bro. Here it's the fucking humidity, and we're next to Bill's mom's got horses, so the flies in the summer are insane, dude. They're so obnoxious.
Now the worst of it is that we have mosquitoes as well because we have
Yes,
there's
mosquitoes are bad right
marsh
now.
a couple fields over,
Mhm.
and unfortunately, what they do is the mosquitoes go onto the horses, and then bite me.
Red.
And I'm allergic to horsehair.
Yeah, it's terrible.
So I'm viciously allergic to horse blood being pumped into my fucking leg.
Yeah, so the flies and the mosquitoes are killing Bill. Ren Gandahar says, "Help! I'm trying to enforce the law, but the clap of my ass cheeks keeps alerting the weed dealers." Based. Oh my god! All right, I thought that was a good point to end on. Everything is cool in the hood, except for not in New York. It's not so cool in the hood. Alrighty.
He said, "Oh, it's all good in the hood," but he knew all was not good in the hood. In fact, there were many socio-economical issues in the hood.
Very true. Yes. All right. We will see you guys.
I don't think I can play that video.
Oh no.
Yeah,
Is there
it's
a video?
it's an AI video. He suggested
Hang
we
on.
play it.
Okay.
Hold on. It's not that bad. It's an AI video, so I suppose you could probably get away with it. Why the hell can't I see my damn mouse button? Oh, there we go.
There we go. Instagram. All right. What's this one on this? I hope this doesn't get us in trouble.
Quandale, I'm about to pull up. Tell Shanae. Plenty of room. Dead ass. Ugh, they literally just walked right out. Hey, hold on, Quanda. I'm finna get some chicken. Want any, girl?
It's so tiny, sorry. It's Instagram. Oh, I can zoom in a little bit there. Sorry, I could have zoomed in. Whoa, that's pretty good though. Alrighty.
Only other people who drive like that are BMW drivers.
So I know.
That's not true. Mercedes-Benz drivers are just as bad.
And yes. All right, guys. With that, we're gonna head out for the evening. See y'all next week. Cheers and bye bye.